You were born soft. Every man is. A blank slate, a body craving warmth, a mind chasing comfort. You cried for food, for safety, for anything that made the world feel less harsh. That's the boy, and he's still in there, still crying, still hoping it gets easier, still blaming everyone and everything for why he isn't where he wants to be. You hear him, don't you? That quiet voice whispering, maybe tomorrow. That's him, and it's time to kill him. The man doesn't wait, he doesn't hope, he builds. He climbs out of the pit with bloody hands. He doesn't wish pain would stop, he makes pain pay. The boy avoids discomfort. The man charges into it, the boy blames, the man adapts. You can't rise if you let the boy keep the wheel. The man doesn't scroll, he sharpens, he hunts. He bleeds for what matters. The boy, he's distracted, tired, always looking for rest he hasn't earned. And he's loud. What if we fail? What if they laugh? What if it hurts? Kill that voice. Kill the boy. You don't wait for permission. You don't need praise. You decide, you become. You trade comfort for growth, pleasure for purpose, dreams for action. And yes, it's going to hurt. It should. Growth is violent. Change is demolition. You burn the old version down to build the new one. The boy says, I hope. The man says, I will. The boy runs. The man fights. The boy dreams. The man executes. The boy runs from pain. The man runs through it. You want strength? Suffer. You want discipline? Suffer. You want to become the man you're meant to be? Then suffer. Daily, deliberately, without mercy. Muscle isn't built by lifting. It's built by tearing, by breaking down and rebuilding stronger. Same goes for your mind, your will, your soul. Growth doesn't come from calm. It comes from chaos. You want to earn it through war. The man isn't made in comfort. He's built in heat, pressure, and repetition. He's carved by fear, doubt, pain, and everything that tried to break him but couldn't. Every excuse you make, that's the boy talking. It hurts. It's early. Maybe tomorrow. Silence him. You're not owed anything. You earn it. Alone, unseen, uncelebrated. You bleed in the dark so you can rise in the light. The man isn't loud. He's lethal. You'll know him by his eyes. Focused, calm, locked in. No show. No noise. Just action. The boy wants praise. The man wants results. And results don't come cheap. You want to win? You'd better be ready to outwork your excuses, outlast your failures, and outrun the voice that screams quit. Life is pain and pressure. Your job is to become the one who doesn't break. Warriors don't say, I don't feel tired. They say, I don't listen to tired. Pain doesn't stop them. Fatigue doesn't faze them. Failure doesn't shake them. Pain sharpens them. Ever see someone smiling through suffering? That's not insanity. That's ownership. That's someone who made pain his home and fear his fuel. That's someone who killed the boy and never looked back. So when it hurts, go harder. When it burns, lean in. When your legs shake, plant your feet. Pain is the test, the gate, the price of becoming. And the man, he kicks that gate down. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're untested. So test yourself. Get up, push, go further than you thought you could. When your body says stop, you say, not today. Because you're not the boy anymore. You're the man. You think freedom means doing what you want, when you want. That's not freedom. That's slavery. Slavery to laziness, to weakness, to distraction and cheap dopamine. The boy thinks avoiding the hard stuff makes him free. But that illusion is a trap. Real freedom is earned through discipline. Waking up when you'd rather sleep. Eating clean when you crave junk. Showing up when no one's watching. No spotlight. Just you and the work. That's the man. He doesn't wait for motivation. He runs on systems. He made discipline who he is. And that discipline, it gives him power. Winners aren't separated by talent or luck. They're separated by consistency, early reps, early alarms, quiet sacrifices, repeated for weeks, months, years. The boy wants fast results, the man plays the long game. You don't become dangerous by chance. You build it, brick by brick, choice by choice, failure by failure, until the things that used to break you become your warm-up. Every skipped workout, every snoozed alarm, every brick is a loss. For every tired rep, every silent win, every finished task, that's the man showing up. And over time, the man wins. It's not magic, it's math. Stack the work, stack the pain, stack the discipline. That's how real men are made. You want freedom? Be the guy who doesn't need reminders, who doesn't cut corners, who says I'll do it, and does. Because discipline is what frees you from regret, from weakness, from chaos. It puts you in control of your body, your mind, your life. And the best part, you don't need to be born with it. You build it, one rep at a time. You kill the boy every time you choose the grind over comfort. You let the man be born every time you finish what you started. So show up, lock in, do the work. Discipline is your edge, and edge is everything. Comfort is the enemy. It doesn't stab you. It seduces you. It shows up with a pillow, whispering, "You've done enough. You deserve a break." But comfort doesn't care about your growth. It wants you soft, slow, distracted, weak, and it kills more dreams than failure ever will. The boy clings to comfort, builds his world around it. Easy job, soft life, no pressure. But comfort doesn't make warriors. It makes cowards, dependent, dull, fragile. That's not you. The man doesn't chase comfort. He chases challenge. He hunts pain. Because he knows if you don't kill comfort, comfort will kill you. One excuse, one missed rep, one day off, and suddenly your edge is gone. You want to feel alive? Run at what scares you. Choose what hurts, do what breaks you. Sweat, bleed, fall, then get back up and do it again. That's not crazy, that's growth. Every great man, every warrior, every king was forged in fire, not in luxury, not in peace. They rose while the world slept. They trained while the world took breaks. They refused ease. So stop chasing easy. Stop waiting for it to feel good. It won't. And that's the point. Comfort says, slow down. Discipline says, push harder. Comfort says, rest. Greatness says, one more. You think lions whine about fatigue? You think warriors complain when it hurts? No, they smile through the burn, because that burn means they're becoming more. The boy fears discomfort. The man feeds on it. The boy hides from the storm. The man walks into it. The boy says, it's too hard. The man says, good. You tattoo that word into your skull. Miss the mark? Good. Learn. Got rejected? Good. Refocus. Lost? Good. Build. Every blow life throws, take it. Absorb it. Fire back. You don't rise by resting. You rise by crawling through the mud, by taking hits and throwing more. The boy stays down. The man gets up swinging. And the man wins, not because it was easy, but because he earned every inch of it. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Kill the comfort. Kill the hesitation. Kill the softness. That's the way. The only way. The boy watches from the couch. The man builds his kingdom. You can lie to your friends. You can lie to your family. You can lie to the world. But you can't lie to the mirror. It doesn't care about your excuses, your image, or your performance. It reflects one thing: truth. And truth hurts. That's why most people avoid it. They look, but they don't see. They glance at the glass, but they won't hold their own stare. Because deep down, they know the question waiting for them. Am I proud of who I'm becoming? The boy can't answer that. He deflects, distracts, blames. He scrolls, he jokes, he hides. Because if he looked too long, he'd break. The man doesn't flinch. He lives in the mirror. Every morning, every night. He checks in, not for ego, but for accountability. That reflection is the judge, the enemy, the standard. And the mission is simple. Earn that man's respect. You know what's harder than any workout? Looking at yourself and knowing you're wasting your potential. Knowing you could be more, but you chose comfort over growth. You chose the boy. That ends now. The mirror is your tool, your weapon. Use it to measure yourself, not against others, but against the man you're meant to be. Use it to ask the questions that matter. Did I give everything today? Did I fold when it got hard? Did I live like a man or like a scared little boy? If the answers hurt, good. That pain is growth. That pain is truth. And truth is the foundation of real strength. Because when the noise fades and the lights go out, you're all you've got. If the man in the mirror nods back with pride, you're winning. That's what matters. Not the likes, not the praise, not the spotlight. Self-respect. The boy craves approval. The man creates value. The boy looks outward. The man looks inward and demands more. From himself. For him. So face the mirror. Every damn day. No filters, no lies, no hiding. Ask the hard questions. Answer them. Then do the work. The world will lie to you. The mirror won't. And if you earn that man's respect, no one can stop you. Your word is everything. Not your clothes, not your car, not your job title or your follower count. Just your word, what you say, what you promise, what you commit to. The boy tosses out promises like candy. I'll start tomorrow. I'll wake up early. I'm done messing around. But he never backs it up. The second comfort whispers, he folds. That's what makes him the boy. The man, he says it once, and it's done. Not for applause, not for attention, because when he speaks, it means something. His word is a contract with himself. No signatures, no ceremony, just a decision. And once it's made, it's law. If he says he's training, he trains. If he says he'll build, he builds. If he says he'll fight, he fights until it's finished. That's how trust is built. That's how identity is forged. Keep your word long enough, and one day, you look in the mirror and realize you believe in yourself. You don't second guess. You don't hesitate. You know who you are because your actions say it louder than words ever could. You want to feel unstoppable? Be the guy who always follows through, even on the small stuff. You say 10 reps, you do 10, not 8, not 9. You say 5 a.m., then 5 a.m., then 5 a.m., It is no snooze, no debate, because when you make a promise, you honor it. That's how warriors are made. That's how the weak become strong. The man doesn't wait for perfect conditions. He shows up in the rain, in the dark, tired, broken. That's the test. And the boy, he fails it every time, because his word doesn't carry weight. He's loud, but empty. You want to change your life? Start here. Make fewer promises, but keep every one. Say less, do more. Don't explain, execute. Each time you follow through, you sharpen your edge. You turn your word into a weapon. Your habits start speaking louder than your hopes. Your work silences your words. And soon, you don't have to convince anyone. Your presence speaks for itself. People just know. He's solid. He's dangerous. He's real. Because a man who keeps his word is rare. A man who shows up without being asked is rare. A man who delivers every time, that's who you become. Kill the boy who breaks promises. Let the man be born, kept promise at a time. You want to be great? Disappear. Cut the noise. Kill the spotlight. Step into the dark, where no one claps, no one cheers, no one even cares what you're doing. Because that's where the real ones are made. The boy needs recognition. The man needs the grind. The boy needs eyes on him. The man needs fire in him. The boy waits for motivation. The man moves with mission. You think warriors are made on stage? You think monsters are born in the light? Never. They're built in silence, in solitude, when no one's watching, when no one cares, when it's just pain, repetition, and a quiet voice in the back of your mind whispering, keep going. That's where greatness is forged. In the early mornings, no one sees. In the late nights, no one applauds. In the quiet hours when the world sleeps, and you sharpen your edge alone. You want to walk into a room and have people feel it? You want to look fear in the face and grin? You want to step into hell like you own the place? You don't build that in public. You build it in the dark, when your hands shake, when your legs scream, when your mind says quit and you reply, not yet. That's where confidence is earned, when no one claps. That's where discipline is built, when no one's watching. That's where toughness grows, without comfort, praise, or safety nets. Just you and the work. The boy waits to be seen. The man disappears, so he can return unrecognizable. You don't need approval. You don't need an audience. You need silence, stillness. Those empty rooms where doubt is loud, comfort tempts you, and the only sound that matters is your purpose screaming through the noise. The dark isn't your enemy, it's your furnace. Because in the dark, you can't lie. No image, no filters, no flex. Just you, raw, exposed, real. And if you can face that version of you and keep grinding, you become unbreakable. The boy hides from the dark. The man becomes it. He becomes what people whisper about, what they try to copy, but never match. Because while they chased attention, he built something they can't even comprehend. So go dark, forge yourself, and when you return, you won't have to say a word. They'll feel it. Hunger isn't about food. It's not about needing something. It's about wanting everything. Hunger is what separates the man from the boy. It's what keeps him moving when every part of him says, stop. You want respect. You want to be feared. You want to win. Stay hungry. The second you feel satisfied, you start slipping. The second you relax, you're already dying. The boy chases comfort. The man chases pressure. Because he knows comfort is a coffin disguised as luxury. You've got to be starving for growth, for progress, for challenge. Not more money, not more status, more weight, more responsibility, more grind. You see these soft guys walking around thinking they've made it because they got a nice car or a few compliments. They're already finished, because the moment you think you've arrived, you stop grinding. And when you stop grinding, you start crumbling. That's why the man stays uncomfortable, on purpose. He picks the hard road. He keeps his back against the wall, because in that place, the fire stays hot, the focus stays sharp, and the hands stay calloused. When life starts feeling easy, ask yourself, am I slipping? When's the last time you scared yourself? When's the last time you looked at something and said, I don't know if I can do this, and did it anyway? That's where the gold is. That's where transformation happens. If you're not thinking about quitting at least once a day, you're not going hard enough. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not evolving. The boy avoids the burn. The man lives in it. It's easy to shine when life is smooth, but real warriors, they shine in chaos. They rise in the dark. They perform when it's unfair, when it hurts, when the odds are stacked. That's who you want to be. So stop settling. Stop chasing easy. Get hungry again. Get uncomfortable again. Put yourself in rooms where you're the least skilled, the least known, the most out of place. That's where you grow. That's where you become dangerous. That's how you stop trying and start becoming unbreakable. The man doesn't coast. The man climbs. And the higher he climbs, the hungrier he gets. No finish line, no final form, just endless evolution. You want to stay alive? Stay uncomfortable. Stay hungry. Let's be real. No one's coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not your coach, your boss, or some motivational quote. No one. You're not owed help. Not a break, not support, not comfort, not love, not even a second chance. You get what you earn, what you bleed for. The boy waits for rescue. He blames the world. He blames his past. He says, if only they would, or if life was fair. But life isn't fair. Life doesn't care, and it's not supposed to. That's the best part, because the man doesn't want easy. He doesn't want a shortcut. He wants the weight. He wants the war. He wants to carry it all and still win. That's where power is. That's where freedom lives. You want control of your life? Look in the mirror and say it. It's on me. No more blaming. No more hoping. No more waiting. Get up. No mentor. Be your own. No support. Build your own fire. No time. No help. No money. Figure it out anyway. You don't get to whine. You get to work. Because everything you need is already inside you. The strength, the courage, the wisdom. You just haven't dug deep enough. Until now. Now, you dig. You dig until your hands bleed, your lungs burn, your knees give. It's you. The boy looks to be carried. The man becomes the one who carries. The boy waits. The man moves. You were born helpless, but you don't get to stay that way. Life doesn't care where you came from. It cares what you're going to do about it. Feel like you're alone? Good. No distractions, no noise. Just you and the truth. You and the grind. You and the goal. So let the world doubt you. Let them ignore you. Let them walk away. That's your fuel. Because when the dust settles and the world finally looks your way, they'll see what you built. They'll see a man who rose, not because he was given the tools, but because he forged them from pain, from pressure, from nothing. No one's coming. So go build your own damn rescue team. And now, after the fire, after the pain, after the silence, the grind, the setbacks, after the nights you couldn't sleep, the mornings you didn't want to move, the voices that told you to quit, the man rises. Not like in a movie. No music, no slow motion, no applause. Just a decision, made in the dark, quietly, relentlessly. Today he doesn't fold. The boy is gone. The excuses, dead. The softness, buried. What's left is steel, sharp, focused, unapologetic. The man doesn't beg for respect. He commands it through action, presence, and relentless consistency. He's still tired, still hungry, still pushing. But now he's unbreakable. Why? Because he suffered and stayed, failed and kept going, bled and refused to quit, lost people, sleep, motivation, battles, but never himself. That's the difference. He faced every demon and didn't flinch, took every hit and stood back up, woke up when he didn't want to, trained when his body screamed no, smiled at pain, laughed at doubt. He was built in hell and came out smiling. Because now, there's nothing you can throw at him that he hasn't already thrown at himself. He knows who he is. He knows what he stands for. He knows no one will ever outwork him, outlast him, or outsuffer him. You can't break what already broke itself and came back stronger. The man isn't perfect. He doesn't need to be. He's dangerous because he keeps moving. And now the world sees it. They try to copy him, but they can't. Because what he built wasn't luck, wasn't handed down, wasn't inherited. It was forged from the dirt, the pain, the pressure. But now, he walks like he owns the road. Not because someone gave him permission, but because he built the damn road himself. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't ask, how do I stay comfortable? Ask, how do I become more dangerous? Don't ask, why is this so hard? Ask, who do I need to become to handle this? Don't wait. Rise with fire, rise with discipline, rise with purpose. Every morning, you have a choice. Stay soft, stay the excuse, stay the boy, or kill the boy, and let the man be born. They told you what to think before you ever got the chance to ask why. From the moment you understood words, the world started feeding you limits. Be realistic, don't dream too big, stay in line. And if you step outside that box, they'll snap you back fast. Not because they care, but because they're scared. Scared of what happens when you start thinking for yourself. Here's the truth. Every system around you is designed to keep you controlled. School, work, social media. It's all noise, disguised as guidance, designed to keep you obedient, average, silent. Your first rebellion? Think for yourself, not with rage, but with clarity. not with noise, but with action. The real enemy isn't out there. It's in your head. It's the voice that says, not today, maybe tomorrow. That's the gatekeeper between who you are and who you could be. It speaks comfort, hesitation, fear, disguised as logic. Real courage is simple. Getting up when you're tired, doing the work when the mood is gone, showing up for yourself every day, no matter what. That's the real fight, and most people lose it without even knowing they're in it. They say they want freedom, but they're chained to their own thinking, slaves to old habits, slaves to fear. Real freedom is mental. It starts when you stop accepting who the world says you have to be. You're not too broken. You're not too broken. You don't need permission or applause. You need one decision, one moment where you say, I'm done playing small. Rebellion isn't loud. It's disciplined. It's saying no when everyone says yes. It's 4 a.m. alarms. It's walking the hard road with no audience. And this, right here, in the silence, is where most people quit. No praise, no claps. Just you versus your limits. That's the cost. Greatness is earned in the dark, built through pain, sealed in private battles. The world wants you to blend in, but your soul, it's begging you to rise. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need the stars to align, or someone to give you the green light. It's already your moment. Most people just waste it waiting for permission to live. Let them wait. You move. There's no someday. There's only now. And if you keep treating your potential like an option instead of a responsibility, you'll die full of regrets disguised as excuses. Excuses dress up nice. They sound logical. But deep down, you know what they are. That job you hate, that's your excuse. Those friends who never challenge you, excuses. Excuses feel good for 5 seconds, but they build nothing. They leave you stuck, bitter, and average. Most people stay there forever because safe is easier than real. But not you. Not anymore. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to finally become you, without the noise, without the fear, without the limits. That's going to take pain. It's going to take silence. It's going to take those long days where the only win is that you didn't quit. You want real strength? Do what you said you would do when nobody's watching. That's power. That's leadership. That's what freedom actually looks like. Greatness isn't some overnight explosion. It's not flashy. It's what happens when the alarm goes off and your body says stay in bed, but you get up anyway. It's when you show up even though you feel like a failure. It's keeping promises to yourself when nobody would know if you broke them. Most people break that promise daily. They say they'll start Monday, then don't. Say they'll eat clean, then cheat. Say they want more, but won't lift a finger to get it. They say one day, you say day one. That's the difference. That's the rebellion. Start by dominating the day, not with noise but focus, not with hype but follow through, not with a list of goals but with one you don't break. Win the morning, win the habit, win the war in your mind, and the rest follows. Remember, your thoughts aren't facts. Just because your brain whispers you're not enough doesn't make it true. Feeling weak doesn't mean you're finished. Your rebellion is quiet. It's how you breathe when you're exhausted. It's how you move when no one's watching. It's how you carry yourself when everyone expects you to give up, and you don't. They're going to doubt you. Let them. They'll talk. Let them. They'll say you've changed. Tell them, I was supposed to. You weren't born to repeat someone else's mistakes. You weren't meant to pay bills and disappear. You weren't made to fit in. You were built to wake people up, not with speeches, but with action. People don't follow words, they follow energy. So give them something real. Everybody wants the dream, but not everybody wants the discomfort that comes with chasing it. They say they want greatness, but they panic when things get hard. They fold at the first sign of resistance. That's not greatness, that's fantasy. The real ones, they live in discomfort. They breathe it, train in it, grow through it, because they understand the truth. Comfort is a slow death. Stay in it long enough, and it starts to look like brand. You get used to waiting, doubting, quitting. You convince yourself maybe it wasn't meant for you. Maybe they were right. Maybe you should just settle. No, you don't settle. Not now, not ever. What separates the elite from the average isn't talent. It's tolerance. It's how much pressure you can carry while still pushing forward. Goggins didn't get strong because he was born different. He got strong because he kept going when everything in him wanted to stop. This isn't about genetics. It's about grit, not luck, hunger. And it begins where most people quit. Your mind loves shortcuts. It wants you to compromise. It'll whisper, "You've done enough. Take it easy. You deserve a break." And maybe you've done more than most, but you're not most people, or you wouldn't be here. You want to win? Stop listening to the part of you addicted to comfort. That voice, the one that says, "Do it tomorrow. Why push so hard?" That's the real enemy. This isn't a war against the world. This is a war against your limits. And every single day you choose. Lay down or level up. Give in or commit. Don't confuse tired with done. Don't confuse fear with fact. Don't confuse failure with final. If you're still breathing, you've still got more in you. You want to feel better? Stop waiting for motivation. Create your own fire. Get up, move, train, learn, fail, repeat. Discipline starts the engine. And once it runs, momentum takes over. This isn't a one-time push. This is who you become. If you want a life that's rare, you have to do what rare people do. Rare people don't stop when it gets dark. They don't fold when they're alone. They don't need a crowd to cheer them on. They keep going, day by day, step by step, until the noise becomes background music and the doubt fades into silence. Until the only thing louder than fear is the sound of their own discipline. You want respect? Respect your time. You want peace? Face your truth. You want power? Win the war in your mind. Again and again and again. Your phone is lying to you. The world is lying to you. The trends, the opinions, the non-stop distractions. It's all noise. And noise kills more dreams than failure ever could. You can't build a legacy while scrolling. You can't master anything if your focus is hijacked every 12 seconds. That's not freedom. That's mental slavery. You're being pulled in 1,000 directions by people who profit from your attention. That's not empowerment. That's mental colonization. So shut it off. Silence the world until you can hear yourself think again. Unfollow the noise. Mute the nonsense. Not because you're weak, but because you're ready to win. And winning starts in silence, in solitude, in those moments when you grind without recognition and build without validation. Most people can't sit still. They can't be alone with their thoughts. You know why? Because the life they built looks good from the outside, but feels hollow on the inside. So they drown the emptiness with content, distraction, anything but truth. But if you want to rebel, really rebel, sit in silence and face your own mind. That's power. Your mind is a garden. Every thought is a seed. If you water fear, fear grows. If you water doubt, it multiplies. But if you feed discipline, vision, grit, purpose, you get a harvest most people never touch. That's the difference. It's not about being special. It's about being intentional every single day. The ones who rise don't do it because it's easy. They rise because they've stopped negotiating with weakness. They've drawn a line. No more, I'll try. No more, I hope. It's I will. It's get out of my way. I'm building something unbreakable. That's your mindset now. So when that little voice says, this is too much, you answer, this is exactly what I was built for. When it whispers, what if you fail? You fire back, then I learn, then I rise stronger. You're not weak. You've just been tricked into thinking comfort means happiness. It doesn't. Comfort means decay. And you weren't born to decay. You were born to dominate, to build, to fight, to rise. So kill the noise, feed the fire. Turn your mind from a prison into a weapon. Turn pain into power, doubt into drive. That's what rebellion looks like. Here's the hardest truth most people never want to face. Nobody's coming. Not your friends, not your family, not your idols. No one's showing up to drag you out of the mess you've built with your own hands. That's your job. That's your responsibility. That's your war. The second you realize that, the second you stop waiting for a rescue and start building your own rescue plan, everything changes. You want to be great? Be great. Not when the timing's perfect. Not when you feel ready. Be great while you're broke, while you're tired, while you're lost. That's the test. Most people are stuck because they're waiting for something that doesn't exist. The perfect moment. The sign. The guarantee. They want certainty in an uncertain world. But this isn't a game of guarantees. It's a game of grit. Grit doesn't ask for permission. Grit doesn't need a signal. Grit decides and then goes. And when you decide, the world moves. Doors open, people shift, but only for the one who's already moving. That's the law. Motion creates power, not thought, not talk, motion. You say you want to change your life? Then move. Start small, start scared, start messy, but start. Understand this. Every excuse you make becomes a brick in the wall that will eventually trap you. So stop laying bricks. Start breaking them. Smash the lies you've been told since birth. Be realistic. Play it safe. Don't stand out. Just be grateful. Gratitude is powerful, but don't let it be your prison. You can be grateful and still fight for growth. The world wants you tame. It wants you quiet. But that's not who you are. You were built for pressure. Built for storms. Built to rise again and again until nothing could keep you down. That fire inside you, it's not random. That urge to do more, be more, create something that matters, that's not ego. That's legacy calling, and it won't stop until you answer. But legacy doesn't come cheap. It's paid for in early mornings, late nights, in sacrifice, in failure after failure after failure, until something clicks. And even then, you keep going, because rebels don't arrive, they evolve. You can't microwave this. You can't download greatness. You can't copy someone else's path and expect to find your own power. You've got to walk through your own fire and own it. This is where it begins. The mirror, the decision, the first step, and then the next. One by one, you kill the old version of yourself. Not with hate, but with action. Not with shame, but with hunger. You bury the excuses. Let the weak parts of you die. And what rises is unbreakable. Because no one gave it to you. You built it from nothing. You earned it when no one clapped. You claimed it when nobody believed. That's real. That's rare. That's rebellion. The real fight isn't you versus your job or you versus the haters. It's not even you versus your past. It's you versus you. You versus the part of you that wants to stay in bed. You versus the part that says you've done enough. You versus the part that craves comfort over growth. That's the only fight that matters. Win that, and everything else falls into place. The real war is fought when nobody's watching. It's when the alarm goes off and your body screams no, but your mind says go. It's when your legs burn and your lungs quit at the gym, but you push through for one more rep. It's when the world sleeps and you're still grinding, still chasing something no one else even sees. That's not motivation. That's not hype. That's ownership. You want to feel different, look different, live different, then do something different. The truth is, your life reflects the standards you accept. Accept chaos, you live in chaos. Accept weakness, you walk in weakness. Accept average, you become average. But if you raise the bar, really raise it, everything changes. High standards create pressure, but pressure is the birthplace of greatness. When you start expecting more from yourself, life starts giving you more. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you work for. Want better energy? Earn it. Want better focus? Build it. Want better results? Bleed for it. No one is coming to raise your standards for you. No one's coming to save you from your old habits. That's your job. And once you accept that, once you take control of your behavior, your attitude, your response, you become dangerous. Not violent, not aggressive, just powerful. Because nothing owns you anymore. No emotion, no fear, no doubt, not even pain. You face it, feel it, and keep moving forward. Because that's what rebellion looks like now. It's how you carry yourself when the world gives you every reason to break, and you don't. You're going to have days when you want to quit. You're going to question everything. That's normal. That's human. But don't confuse those moments for weakness. Feeling tired isn't weakness. Feeling scared isn't weakness. Even failing isn't weakness. Quitting is. Quitting is the only thing that turns temporary struggle into permanent regret. So don't. Not today. Not ever. If you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. And as long as you're in the fight, there's still time to win. You want success? You want greatness? Then let me tell you, you have to be addicted to it. Don't just chase success. Don't work for it only when it's convenient or wait for it to come to you. Chase it like it's the only thing that matters, like it's the only thing that can save you. Because it can. When I say be addicted, I mean live and breathe it. Think about it every waking moment. It's not a hobby or side hustle. It's an obsession. There are no breaks, no off days, no excuses. This hunger, this fire, it never goes out. People will tell you to calm down, take it easy. But calm is for the weak. Relaxation is for those who've already given up. You need to be relentless. You need to be the one who wakes up at 4 a.m., grinding when no one's watching. That's when it counts. Those long hours, those moments when your body says quit, but your mind says push harder. That's where champions are made. You can't afford to be normal. You can't afford to blend in. You've got to be the one who stands apart. Greatness doesn't come from shortcuts or following the crowd. It comes from an obsession with your craft, with winning, with the grind. You need to be so obsessed with being the best that nothing else matters. Every minute is an opportunity to improve, to get ahead, to become something no one else can. Don't let distractions pull you off course. Ignore them. Social media, People telling you you're fine as you are, they're all distractions, holding you back from your true potential, your addiction to greatness. You can be the best, but it's not handed to you. There's no magic formula. Every day you have to decide you won't be outworked, outlasted, or outsmarted. You don't need motivation, you need obsession. Motivation is fleeting, obsession is permanent. It's what keeps you working when everyone else sleeps, pushing when others quit. You have to be addicted to getting better. You've got to want it so badly that failure isn't even a thought. Failure isn't a possibility because you're too obsessed with winning. You're not here for the easy ride. Every inch, every step forward is earned. Success won't come because you asked for it. You have to take it. You have to be addicted to the grind. When your body aches, when you're exhausted, when every part of you says stop, you keep going. When they doubt you, when they say you'll never make it, prove them wrong. Show them you can do what they thought was impossible. This isn't about physical strength. It's about the strength of your will. Your mind is your greatest tool, but it can also be your worst enemy. It'll tell you to stop when you're on the edge of greatness. If you're addicted to the win, you shut that voice down. You fight it. Overpower it with your desire for greatness. Your mind only controls you if you let it. So let me ask you, are you addicted? Are you obsessed? Because if you're just here to go through the motions, to fit in, you're not ready. But if you're ready to give everything, to go all in and never look back, this is your time. This isn't a game. This is war. And in war, only the strong survive. Those who are ready for battle every single day, no matter the cost. If you want to win, you've got to be addicted to it. You can't be a passive observer in your own life. You have to lead the charge. You have to live it, bleed it. And when you do, nothing will stop you. This is your journey, your fight. You've got one shot at this life, one chance to make it count. Grab life by the throat and make it yours. Be addicted to your success. Be addicted to the grind. Because in the end, the ones who are addicted are the ones who win. Pain is part of the process. It's not something to avoid. You think those who rise to the top do it without pain? Without suffering? No, pain shapes you. It's the pain of pushing through when your body wants to quit. The pain of sacrifice. The pain of falling short and getting back up again. That's what molds you into something extraordinary. Pain is a teacher. You can run from it or embrace it. If you're going to be addicted to something, be addicted to it. Because the more you endure, the stronger you become. There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who run from pain, who shield themselves from discomfort, and those who chase it. Chase the pain. Chase the struggle. Why? Because every ounce of discomfort you feel today fuels your fire tomorrow. Every drop of sweat, every tear, every bruise. When things get tough, the weak quit. The addicted, they don't. They look pain in the eyes, laugh and push harder. They turn setbacks into lessons, failure into stepping stones. The addicted are never afraid to fail, because failure is the key to growth. You don't learn by winning all the time. You learn when you get knocked down and refuse to stay down. Your environment is everything. The people you surround yourself with, the things you listen to, and the places you go all shape who you become. If you're addicted to greatness, you don't let negative energy near you. You don't let the weak, the lazy, the doubters drag you down. You have to cut out the dead weight. They're holding you back. You don't need friends who tell you it's okay to be comfortable. You need warriors around you. People who understand what it means to grind, to sacrifice, to dominate. You'll be surrounded by those who want you to be like them. Average, fitting in with the crowd. But you're not like them. You're here to rise above. The addicted don't care about fitting in. They care about standing out. They're addicted to their vision, to growth, to controlling their own path. Focus is the key to everything. It's what separates achievers from the lost. The addicted don't let distractions steer them off course. They don't care about gossip, drama, or nonsense. They keep their eyes on the prize, no matter what's going on around them. The world is full of distractions. People wanting to waste your time, noise pulling you in a million directions. But if you're addicted to success, none of that matters. You focus on the goal and nothing else. Every task, every decision, every move is intentional. You've got one mission: to win. Nothing else matters. The addicted don't wait for things to happen. They make them happen. They turn their focus into a laser beam and attack their goals with intensity. Nothing breaks that concentration. Nothing stands in their way. Here's the deal. If you're not ready to train your mind, you'll never make it. Your mindset is everything. It can hold you back, or it can push you forward. If you're addicted to success, you're addicted to mastering your mind. You can have all the talent in the world, but if your mind is weak, you'll never reach the top. You've got to think like a champion. You've got to wake up believing you're unstoppable, destined for greatness. You don't make excuses. You find solutions. You outwork everyone around you. Your mind is your weapon. Feed it negativity, and it holds you back. Feed it strength, and it propels you forward. The addicted don't care about setbacks. They see a wall, and they break through it. They see a mountain, and they climb it. They attack challenges head on. Your mind will try to tell you to rest, to take it easy, but the addicted know better. They know the moment they stop, they lose. Quitting is never an option. Are you addicted to winning? Are you obsessed with becoming the best version of yourself? If you're not, it's time to make that choice. Because the truth is, if you're not addicted to your goals, someone else will be. They'll pass you, leave you behind, and take your spot at the top. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It cares about results. Make the commitment today. No more excuses, no more delays. You have one life, one shot. Give it everything you've got, every ounce of energy, every bit of focus, every second of your time. Make it count. You want success? You've got to love the grind. The grind isn't glamorous. It's not the shiny moment when the world applauds you. No, the grind happens in silence, in the darkness. It's the long hours when no one's watching. You know, when you push through exhaustion, when your body screams for relief but your mind tells you to keep going. You've got to be addicted to the grind, because that's where the magic happens. It's not in the moments of glory. It's in the moments when you give everything you have, and then give more. You think it's hard now? It should be. Nothing worth having comes easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But guess what? Not everyone is willing to do what it takes to win. Most people are too soft, too scared to get uncomfortable. But the addicted, they thrive when it hurts. They chase discomfort because they know that's where true growth happens. It's not about surviving the grind. It's about mastering it. It's about using every ounce of struggle to get stronger, smarter, and more focused. While others sleep, while they take breaks, the addicted are still grinding. You think they're not tired? They are. But tired isn't an excuse, it's a challenge. When the clock strikes midnight and you're about to hit the pillow, you've got a choice: rest or get back to work. The addicted don't rest, they rise. To be addicted to success, you've got to cut out the excuses. Excuses are for the weak. No one cares about your reasons for not succeeding, your sob stories. The world isn't waiting for you to catch a break. It's waiting for you to make it happen. The addicted understand this. Every excuse is just a wall to protect you from the pain of pushing through. Excuses are armor for failure. They keep you safe from the truth. You didn't do what it took. The addicted don't hide behind excuses. They strip away the armor and stand exposed to the truth. They face it, absorb it, and use it as fuel. Every failure, every setback, every moment of doubt, they use it. It doesn't break them, it builds them. You want to rise above? Stop making excuses. There's always a reason to quit. But the addicted don't take the easy way out. They dig deeper, push harder, and make their own success. Excuses are for those who aren't willing to pay the price. Sacrifice isn't just a word. For the addicted, it's a way of life. You can't have it all. You can't live comfortably and expect to reach your goals. To succeed, you've got to give something up. Time, energy, comfort, and sometimes even relationships. Every time you choose the gym over the couch, stay up late working on your dream, or push through pain and fatigue, you're sacrificing. And here's the truth. Sacrifice is the price of greatness. If you want something extraordinary, you have to give up the ordinary. The addicted know this. They understand that the price of success isn't paid in money, but in blood, sweat, and tears. You can't reach the top without sacrifices. They're always willing to pay that price. When you realize that, it doesn't feel like sacrifice anymore. It becomes an investment in your future. Victory doesn't wait. The time is now. You can keep putting it off, telling yourself you'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow isn't promised. If you want success, act now. The addicted don't wait for the right time. They make it right now. They don't wait for everything to align. They create their own timing. The world doesn't care if you're ready. It's not going to pause while you get your life together. You've got to jump in and start grinding. If you wait, you'll get left behind. The addicted never stop moving. They keep pushing, fighting for what they want. You've got one shot at this life. Don't waste it. Listen to me. You are your own limit. There's no one else holding you back. The only thing standing between you and success is you. The addicted know this. They understand that every limitation is self-imposed. The only thing holding them back is the voice in their head telling them they can't. But they don't listen to that voice. They crush it. They break through the walls their mind has built. There's no ceiling. There's no too far. The addicted decide there are no limits. They decide they're capable of anything. They rise higher than anyone thought possible because they believe there are no limits. You might be tired. You might be frustrated. You might feel like you've given it all and still haven't reached your goal. But here's the truth. The ones who win are the ones who keep going when everyone else quits. You don't stop because it's hard. You stop when you're dead. No one said it would be easy. That's the point. The pain makes it worth it. Every inch you climb, every challenge you face, every hurdle you overcome is a victory. So when you think you can't go further, when your body feels like it's breaking, remember this. The addicted never stop. They dig deeper. They find that extra strength, that extra push, and they keep going. You don't grow by avoiding challenges. You don't become great by running away from what scares you. The addicted crave challenges. They see them as opportunities to test their limits, to prove themselves. Every challenge is a chance to rise, to break through. The addicted don't shy away from tough situations. They chase them down. When you face something difficult, you have a choice. You can let it defeat you, or you can use it to elevate yourself. The choice is yours. You either rise to the challenge or stay stuck in mediocrity. The addicted choose to rise. They meet every challenge head on, and with each one they get better, stronger, and more prepared for the next. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the... Develop a mindset where there are no limits for the addicted. Every time you think you've reached your limit, push further. When your mind tells you to stop, show it who's in charge. Limits are just a construct of the mind. They're not real. You can always push further, go harder, and do more than you ever thought possible. The greatest athletes, top performers, the ones who rise above, they share one thing in common. They push beyond their limits. They know growth happens outside of comfort, outside of what you thought was possible. When your body and mind scream for you to stop, that's when you discover what you are really made of. This is where champions are born. In the moments when you feel like giving up, you show the world what you're capable of. So the next time you think you can't go any further, remember, it's just the beginning. Push beyond that limit. Focus is your superpower. When you're addicted to success, you're addicted to sharpening your focus. Focus sets the greats apart. It's not about being the smartest or most talented. It's about locking in and executing with precision. Train yourself to tune out everything else. The doubters, the distractions, the negativity. You've got to stay locked in. When you focus, nothing can stand in your way. Not your fears, not your failures, not your past mistakes. Focus is your shield. It protects your dream from the world. Make it your addiction to stay focused on your goal, even when it feels like everything is working against you. When the world tells you to slow down, to take it easy, the addicted say, no. They double down. The clearer your vision, the stronger your will, and the more unshakable your focus, the closer you get to your goals. Focus will carry you when nothing else can. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, you're nothing. You can have all the talent in the world, but without discipline, you'll never reach your potential. Discipline is the backbone of success. It's about doing the hard things even when you don't feel like it. It's about putting in the work when no one's watching, staying consistent no matter the setbacks. The addicted have mastered discipline. They don't need motivation to get up and grind, because they're addicted to the process. They're addicted to doing what gets them closer to their goal every single day, without fail. Discipline is a non-negotiable part of their life. They know without it, they'll never reach the level they're capable of. The addicted wake up early, do the hard work, and don't make excuses. They show up every day, even when they don't feel like it. When you're addicted to discipline, you don't wait for the perfect moment. You make the moment perfect with your actions. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. At the end of the day, it all comes down to winning. Success is a game, and there are no participation trophies. There is only one winner. You're not here to get by. You're not here to settle for mediocrity. You're here to win. You have to be addicted to winning. Every action you take, every sacrifice you make, every ounce of energy you put in should have one goal in mind: to win. Winning isn't just a goal, it's a lifestyle. Winning is your addiction. You don't play to lose. You don't show up to dominate. Every victory builds upon the next, and each win fuels your hunger for the next one. To win, you've got to be relentless. You've got to chase victory like a beast chases its prey. No one's going to hand it to you. The only way to win is to earn it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. You create the perfect moment with your drive, your hunger, and your addiction to winning. The addicted don't fear competition. They seek it out. They want the challenge. They know that in every battle, they grow. Victory is their obsession. And when they win, they don't stop. They get hungrier for the next one because they know this: the addicted are never satisfied. They're addicted to greatness, and greatness is a never-ending pursuit. You don't get what you wish for, not what you post about, not even what you pray for, unless you're willing to bleed for it. You get what you show up for, day in and day out, when no one's watching. You get what you bleed for in silence, not what you flash for attention. People crave comfort. They cling to excuses. They'll say, you deserve rest, but what you really deserve, results. And results don't come from wanting. They come from sacrifice. They show up after you've paid with pain for something that might never pay you back. Most people bleed once and quit. They feel discomfort and pull back. But if you're built different, you're serious. You keep moving, even when it hurts. Because bleeding isn't pretty. It's quiet. It's sore muscles, shaky hands, no recognition, no payout, just raw, unfiltered pain. But that pain is your receipt. It proves you showed up. It's the currency of growth. Hard work beats talent, sure. But bleeding for your dream, that's a different league. It means giving up pieces of yourself, pride, sleep, comfort, sometimes even people. When you finally rise, they won't see the breakdowns, the exhaustion, the lonely nights. They'll just call you lucky. Let them, because you know better. You earned this through wounds and willpower, through isolation, through moments where quitting would have felt easier than breathing. So if you're going to bleed, bleed for something that matters. Bleed for the version of you no one else believes in. Bleed for freedom, for family, for your name, your legacy, your peace, your fight. Because no one hands you greatness. You build it. You carve your spot with grit and blood. They'll talk. Let them. Just don't let their noise drown out the voice in your head that's pushing you forward. And when it hurts, because it will. When it gets dark, because it always does. Remember this. You get what you bleed for. They won't understand, and they're not supposed to. If they truly understood your pain, your hunger, your obsession, they'd be living it. They'd be you. They'll say you're too intense, too quiet, too cold, too focused. And maybe you are. That's the cost. That's what it looks like to bleed for something. It's not polished. It's not pretty. It's brutal. Everyone wants the outcome. The body, the money, the respect. But no one wants the discipline. No one wants the 4 a.m. alarms, the torn hands, the missed parties, the silence. No one signs up for the grind that guarantees nothing. They want the reward, but forget. Every reward comes with a receipt. Pain, time, sweat, sacrifice. Every goal has a toll, and it's paid in blood. You bleed in silence so you can rise in the noise. And the ones who make it look easy, they suffer the most behind closed doors because they made a choice. They said, I'm not here to be average. They said, I'll bleed for this as long as it takes. That's the difference. Not luck, not talent, not who they know. Just conviction, the unshakable decision to pay the price others won't. The grind isn't a phase, it's a lifestyle. You live there. You clock in whether it's raining, whether you're exhausted, whether everything around you is falling apart. Because if you only work when it's easy, you don't want it. If you only fight when there's applause, you're not serious. Commitment isn't conditional. To bleed means you stay in the fight after being knocked down. Not for praise, not for recognition, but because quitting would cut deeper than any bruise or break. Because you know what's at stake. Freedom, identity, purpose, pride. And if you've ever lived with regret, then you already know. It's the wound that never closes. It lingers. It haunts. So bleed now. Bleed scared. Bleed exhausted. Bleed through doubt. Because the version of you that doesn't, he dies slowly, quietly, forgotten. They don't have to get it. They don't need to believe in you. You show up anyway. You keep going. Because when it's all said and done, when the fog lifts and the dust settles, They'll call it success, but you'll know what it really was. Blood. You ever had to show up when your body said no, when your mind screamed, not today? That's where it happens. That's where the real ones are born. Because success doesn't go to the most talented. It belongs to the most committed, the ones who treat every day like war, every step earned, every win bled for. No shortcuts, no handouts, no miracles, just raw, relentless effort, exhausting, thankless, painful effort. There's a version of you waiting on the other side of hell, but you won't meet him on Easy Street. You'll meet him after the heartbreak, after the failures, after the 100th no and the 1000th rep. He only appears when you've got nothing left and still choose to go forward. Bleeding doesn't look like a highlight reel. It looks like crying alone in your car after giving everything and coming up short. It looks like walking away from people who don't match your mission, like sacrificing sleep for reps, comfort for growth, attention for purpose. You want applause? Go perform. You want transformation? Bleed until you're numb, until no one recognizes you, until unbreakable becomes your new normal, because broken is all you've ever known. Nobody hands you your name. You earn it. You carve it into existence with calloused hands and sleepless nights. And when it feels like none of this is working, when your progress is invisible, good. Let it be. The strongest forces in the world can't be seen. Discipline, grit, resilience, belief. But when they're built, they move mountains. So don't beg for results, bleed for them. Don't hope to make it. Become someone who refuses not to. And don't waste time explaining your grind to people who've never wanted something badly enough to lose sleep over it. Let them judge, let them misunderstand, let them laugh. Their opinions don't pay your dues. Their noise doesn't carry your weight. This path isn't meant for most. Most fold, most flinch, most fantasize but never act. But not you. You bleed, you rise, you go again. Because you're not chasing a goal, you're becoming a force. And the person you're becoming, they don't need praise, they don't need perfect timing, they just need one reason. So what's yours? What would you bleed for without hesitation? What's the vision that keeps you up at night? What's the goal that makes quitting feel like betrayal? When you find that, you stop running from the pain and run into it. You don't fear the fire. You build your future inside it. And one day, when you've made it through, when the smoke clears and the doubt is gone, when you stand in the ashes of who you used to be, you'll understand. It wasn't luck. It wasn't fate. It was you. And the blood. Always the blood. Nobody claps for the work you do in silence. No one cheers when you wake up early, lace your shoes, and grind in the dark. Nobody sees the tears you wipe away when no one's around. And that's the point. This journey isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about becoming the one who endured what others couldn't, because you were willing to pay the cost. Greatness isn't luck. Champions aren't chosen. They decide. They choose pain now to avoid regret later. They move forward with blistered feet, trembling hands, and a heart that's been broken more times than anyone knows. They put mission above comfort, purpose above ease. That's what bleeding for something really means. It's saying, I don't need the spotlight, I need the work. It's skipping the party, not because you're boring, but because you've got a mountain to climb, and no one's going to carry you up it. No one's handing you wings. You grow them, step by step, through pain, through loss, through those days when through pain. You don't win because you want it. You win because you refuse to stop. That's where the power of obsession comes in. People fear that word. They say, find balance. Don't burn out. Live a little. But you're not here to live a little. You're here to live with purpose. You're here to give everything you've got until reality bends to your will. Most people don't get obsession because they've never had something worth bleeding for. They've never looked in the mirror and said, I'd give up everything for this. They've never seen how discipline breaks chains, how silence speaks truth, how pain brings clarity, how isolation turns into power. And yeah, it hurts, bad, but that's the price. That's the tax you pay to become someone no one can ignore. Because you're not just grinding, you're sculpting, you're rebuilding, you're cutting away the fear and sharpening the edge. This world will test you, try to break you, and if you let it, it will. So you don't. You wake up broken and get up anyway. You fail and keep showing up. You fall and you rise. That's how the uncommon rise. Not because they felt like it, but because they gave their word and lived by it. If you bleed long enough, hard enough, honest enough, you become something else. Not superhuman, just real. Real in a way the world remembers. Real in a way that doesn't flinch, that doesn't quit. So what are you waiting for? A sign? Permission? This is it. Bleed. Bleed for your future. Bleed for your name. Bleed for your place at the table. Bleed until the pain stops scaring you and starts fueling you. Until you become the storm you used to run from. Because in the end, the ones who win aren't the ones born to win. They're the ones who bled for it and never stopped. You've got to stop waiting for the perfect moment. It's not coming. You'll never just feel like it. That's not how champions are built. Champions are forged in discomfort, not motivation. No excuses, no moods, no waiting for a spark. Just a decision, a non-negotiable promise to show up and do the work no matter what. People waste years chasing motivation, scrolling through videos, quotes, playlists, speeches, hoping something lights a fire. But motivation fades. Action is what changes you. Action creates momentum, and once you start bleeding for something, you don't need a pep talk. You don't need anyone. It's not about how you feel. It's about what you've chosen. And you've chosen to bleed. That means when it hurts, you push. When it's silent, you train louder. When no one believes in you, you believe harder. Because it's in those exact moments when most people quit that your future is being built. And let them scroll. Let them relax. Let them chase comfort while you chase growth. And growth lives in pressure, in failure, in discomfort, in blood. There's a reason they say blood, sweat, and tears. That's the real formula. That's what separates the obsessed from the average. And once you start living like it all matters, like your life is on the line, things change. You walk different. You speak with intent. You start believing in things no one else can see, because you show up for them daily. You bleed for them. You know what's easier than bleeding? Blaming, making excuses, complaining. That's why most people never get what they want. They're too busy pointing fingers instead of raising fists. So raise your fists. Fight for what's yours. Not later. Not when it's easy. Now. Your story isn't waiting for you to be ready. It's waiting for you to commit. Get serious. About your goals, your time, your life. Because this is it. No do-overs. No safety net. The clock is ticking, and it doesn't care if you're tired, scared, or bleeding. It just keeps moving. So you've got two options. Let the time break you, or use it to become someone unbreakable. Someone who refuses to die with potential still locked inside. Someone who doesn't just wish, they work. Someone who doesn't just want it, they bleed for it. Life doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you earn, what you suffer for, what you rise for, what you fight for, every damn day. It gives you what you bleed for. There's something different about someone who's bled for what they've built. They walk with purpose. They speak with weight. They see life through a sharper lens, because every inch of their progress was earned, not handed. You don't develop that edge through comfort. You don't gain that mindset from scrolling feel-good quotes. You forge it in the cold, under pressure, when you're still grinding long after your energy's gone. That's where it all shifts. When you're empty, but keep going anyway. Most people stop at empty. Champions push through it. They understand that empty isn't the end. It's the start of the real work. When your legs are shaking, your chest is pounding, and your mind is screaming to quit, that's the moment that builds the future. That's the moment that sharpens you. You want to be unbreakable? Then be ready to break. Through the lies, through the fear, through the version of you the world tried to assign. Bleeding isn't just about pain. It's about release. It's letting go of who you were, the lazy one, the hesitant one, the version that needed motivation just to move. That's not you anymore. You're self-fueled, powered by vision, driven by discipline, fueled by what you see in your mind and are willing to suffer for in your life. And when people tell you to slow down, to relax, to take it easy, you smile, because they don't get it. They don't understand hunger like yours. They've never poured their whole heart into something with no guarantee of return. They've never woken up early and gone to war for a dream that only existed in their head. That's the difference. You don't need to see it to believe it. You believe it, and that's exactly why you will see it. That belief, that fire, that's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes you uncommon. Not the muscles, not the status, not the likes. It's the way you show up without needing applause. You don't wait for motivation, you bleed for it. Because you made yourself a promise, and you refuse to break it. So stop explaining. Stop trying to make people understand your obsession. You don't owe them clarity. You owe yourself the results. Keep going, keep climbing, keep bleeding, because on the other side of this pain is a version of you the world hasn't met yet. The one who wins, the one who lasts, the one who stood tall when every voice said quit. Let them quit. Let them wait. Let them rest. You get what you bleed for. They lie to you. Not out of hate, out of habit. They said life is about working hard, following rules, and hoping for the best. But here's the truth. Your thoughts shape your reality. Not your boss, not your parents, not your past. Just your mind. Every thought is a seed. Think weakness, grow weak. Think strength, and even your scars become tools. You can't outwork a broken mindset. Grind 10 hours. You've heard it before. Change your mind, change your life. But most treat it like a poster quote. They don't live it. They don't feel it. Your mind is the command center. Your body, a soldier following orders. Your habits, thoughts disguise. Your future, thoughts you haven't had yet. Most people lose before they start, not because they're lazy or dumb, but because they decided they weren't enough. They wake up thinking defeat, and they get it. Same problems, same patterns, same story. But you're not most people. You're here because something inside you won't shut up. A small voice screaming, I'm meant for more. It's right. It's just buried under years of doubt and noise. We're going to dig it out. We're putting your mind back in charge. Every morning you have two choices, feed fear or feed power. That's it, no middle ground. If you don't train your mind, the world will, and the world doesn't have your back. Today we flip the script. You're not stuck because you're broken. You're stuck because your mind is stuck on repeat. I can't. I'm tired. Maybe later. That's not you. That's fear, wearing your voice like a mask. Most people live as prisoners in cells with the doors wide open. The key's been in their hands the whole time, but they cling to doubt because it feels safer than trying. What if you actually believed in yourself? Not for a moment, not when hype. Belief isn't hype. It's not energy drinks and motivational memes. Belief is showing up when nobody's watching, making the hard choice when the easy one begs for attention. Your life will never rise above your thoughts. Think small, stay small. Think weak, break under pressure. Think strong and everything changes. You're not born a loser. You're trained into one by TV, school, and people who gave up on their dreams. Your job now is to unlearn the lies. Unlearn you're not good enough. Unlearn be realistic. Unlearn fear planted in your mind like it was truth. Because it's not true, it's trauma. You think you need more money, more time, more luck. You don't. You need control over your mind. And that's free. Available right now. Everything you are today is the result of what you've thought up to this point. Every win, every loss, every peace, every pain. If you don't like where you are, change the architect. Change your thoughts. Look around. Most people have settled. They wake up, scroll, work jobs they don't find funny, all to avoid asking the real question. Is this all there is? It's not. But you only get more if you think like someone who's already there. You don't succeed and then think like a winner. You think like a winner and then succeed. Start telling yourself a new story. You're not tired. You're building. You're not lost. You're on the way. The problem isn't the work. The problem is thinking it shouldn't feel hard. It's supposed to. That voice in your head whining, this shouldn't be happening to me. That voice is why you're still stuck. Kill that expectation. Grow faster. No cheat codes. No shortcuts. No perfect moment. Your mind loves excuses because excuses keep it safe. But you lose by standing still. Simple truth. If you don't think you can, you won't. If you think you're not enough, you won't even try. If you think the world's against you, you'll find proof. But if you believe the fight is worth it, even on the worst days, nothing can stop you. There are people with less talent, less support, and worse odds, and they're still winning. They trained their minds to believe anyway. So let me ask again, what are you telling yourself? That voice matters more than your job, your bank account, or some stranger's opinion online. That voice shapes you. Train it like a muscle. Catch it lying. Challenge it when it's weak. Replace fear with focus. Replace doubt by direction. Replace hate with hunger. Want to change your life? Start by changing one sentence you tell yourself every day. From I'm not ready to I'm learning. From I always screw up to this time I'm doing it differently. From what if I fail to what if this works? That's not self-blade, that's self-leadership. Think thoughts are soft. Try living with bad ones long enough. They'll rot your relationships, your opportunities, your identity. But you can flip the script. Become the person who shifts the room just by thinking bigger. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day a war between the thoughts that lift you and the ones that limit you. You don't need to win every battle. Just win more than you lose. Keep adjusting. Keep moving. Because everything, your actions, your habits, your results, traces back to one thing. A thought. Control the first domino. Control everything. Most people walk around like they've already lost. Shoulders slumped. Voice soft. Mind defeated. Not because life beat them. Because their mind told them they couldn't win. They built a home in doubt. Furnished it with excuses. And lived there like it's permanent. It's not the pain, not the failure, not the version of you you're tired of being. Every second is a fresh shot to think differently. Every new thought is a chance to build a new future. You don't need a miracle. You don't need luck. You need to wake up and tell your mind, we don't live in fear anymore. We don't live in regret. We don't live in almost. From now on, every thought is a brick. Build a fortress or build a prison. Your choice. This isn't about toxic positivity. This isn't about pretending everything's okay. It's about control, power, discipline, mental weightlifting. You don't need to feel strong to think strong, but think strong long enough and you will feel strong. Your brain loves patterns. It believes what you repeat. So stop repeating weakness. Your mind is listening and it's following orders. Say it. I'm not done. I've got more in me. I'm building something here. These are just the early reps. Say it until it's not what you say. It's who you are. They don't teach this in school. They teach math, history, survival tips. But they don't hand you a manual for the war inside your head. That part's on you. That's where greatness lives. If your thoughts were a movie playing out loud, would you be proud? Would you let someone else talk to you the way you talk to yourself? Probably not. So why keep letting yourself get away with it? You don't need permission to change the narrative. You don't need a new year or a rock bottom moment. You just need a decision, a line in the sand, a refusal to think small for one more day. You already have the power. You just haven't been using it right. You've been pointing it at yourself instead of your goals, beating yourself up instead of building yourself up. That changes today. From now on, your thoughts are your soldiers. You train them. You direct them. You give them one mission. Take me where I want to go. Every time you say, I can't, you give up ground. Every time you say, this won't work, you hand your future to fear. And every time you say, I'm not good enough, you're lying. You're not unworthy. You're just untrained. No one comes into this world confident. Nobody starts off disciplined. You think that athlete, that CEO, that artist you admire was born with unshakable belief? No, they built it one thought at a time. You're not supposed to feel motivated every day. That's a myth. Motivation is a spark. It comes and goes. Mental discipline is the fire that stays lit. The secret is in what you do on the days you don't feel like it. The days your mind says not today. The days your body wants to quit. That's where champions are made. Every rep counts double on the days you want to skip them. Every step forward on tired days carries extra weight. Those are the days when your mind gets stronger. Anybody can train when it's easy. Anybody can post wins when they're on top. But what do you do when you're at the bottom? When no one's watching? That's who you really are. If you're serious about becoming who you were meant to be, you've got to start filtering your thoughts like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every single day you have 100 chances to speak power or poison over your life. Most people pick poison, casually, automatically, unconsciously. It's in the, I'm so tired. It's in the, I'll never figure this out. It's in the, maybe this isn't for me. Cut that out. Replace it with grit. Replace it with one more try. I'm learning. I'm not stopping until this is mine. No one can think for you. No one can rewire your brain but you. So stop waiting for someone to change your life and start by changing your mind. If the mind is everything, then your life is a reflection of what you've allowed yourself to believe. Not what happened to you, not what you were born into, not what they said about you. What you believe. Belief is a choice, not a feeling. It's a decision you make, and you make it again and again until it becomes your default setting. That voice that says, you're not good enough, it's not real, it's a tape. A broken loop that needs to be erased and replaced. You do that with truth, with repetition, with courage, with action. Every day, you're either reinforcing fear or reinforcing strength. There is no neutral. If you're not building the life you want, you're helping build the one you hate. Here's the hardest truth nobody tells you. You're responsible for how you think, even when it's hard, even when it's unfair. Yes, things happen to you, but what happens in you is your job. You can't control what life throws, but you control how you catch it. You can choose to see pain as training, not punishment. You can choose to see failure as feedback, not final. Most people walk through life thinking they're thoughts, but they're not. They're stories, and you are the author. Rewrite them, edit the fear out, add the fight back in. Stop rereading chapters that make you feel powerless. Start writing pages that make you proud. People will say you've changed. Good. That's the point. That means you're finally thinking for yourself. That means you stop borrowing your limits from someone else. Let them talk. Let them doubt. That has nothing to do with you. The world is full of people who gave up and want you to join them. Don't. Stay strange. Stay focused. Stay dangerous. Most people fear standing out. You should fear blending in. You should fear waking up at 60 and realizing you never once lived a day on your terms. Everything begins in the mind. The results come later. Right now, you've got one job. Win the mental war. Your mind is like a lens. What you see depends on how you've trained yourself to look. The same day can be a curse or a lesson, depending on your angle. The same loss can be a dead end or a detour, depending on what you believe about setbacks. The world won't give you clarity. You have to create it inside. People will doubt you. Life will hit you. But if your mind is sharp, you stay standing. You see the pressure, but you don't fold. You see the mountain, but you don't turn back. You see the storm and you walk straight into it. That's the shift. When your thoughts become your strength instead of your weakness. When your mind stops being your enemy and starts being your weapon. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more motivation. You need better thoughts. People chase hacks and shortcuts but ignore the real game, controlling their inner voice. How can you expect to win if the first thing you do in the morning is scroll and compare your life to someone else's highlight reel? You're feeding your mind junk and wondering why it can't run. The truth is, most of the pain you feel isn't from life itself, it's from how you think about life. It's not the obstacle, it's the overthinking. It's not the failure, it's the story you tell yourself about what failure means. Your thoughts are a filter. Upgrade the filter, and life starts to change. Start small if you have to. One better thought, one stronger decision, one moment where you don't let fear lead. This isn't about flipping a switch, it's about flipping a pattern. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to win the next 5 minutes, then the next, and the next. That's how confidence builds, not from speeches or compliments, but from watching yourself follow through. You say you're going to do something, and then you do it. That's how trust in yourself grows. That's how you stop being the person who breaks promises to themselves. Most people will spend their lives chasing dreams that could have been theirs if they had just believed a little sooner, acted despite the doubt, or thought differently. One day earlier. If you really want change, you have to be unreasonable with your thoughts. Reasonable people settle. Reasonable people play small. Reasonable people wait. If you want to break patterns, you have to think bigger than your surroundings, bigger than your circumstances, bigger than your past. Nobody makes history by thinking like everybody else. Nobody breaks through by agreeing with doubt. Nobody wins by being realistic about what's possible. Your mind is your first rebellion. Your thoughts are your first fight. If you don't control them, you'll never control your destiny. People talk about goals like they're magic. Goals are nothing without the mind to chase them. It's easy to set goals. It's easy to dream. It's easy to fill a vision board. The hard part is thinking strong enough to keep moving when it sucks, when it's slow, when it's boring, when nobody cares yet. The mind that wins isn't the mind that needs cheering every 5 minutes. It's the mind that can hype itself up. It's the mind that drags itself through the mud without needing a reward. It's the mind that thinks, I'm built for this, and you are. You just forgot, or you let somebody make you forget. Either way, it's on you to remember now. Your mind will feed on whatever you give it. Feed it fear and it will build you a prison. Feed it discipline and it will build you a kingdom. The crazy part is, you can change the menu anytime. You're not locked into thinking small. You're not chained to who you used to be. But the longer you feed yourself weakness, the more normal it feels. The more you tell yourself you can't. Thoughts are habits. Habits are destinies. You don't change your life by chance. You don't change it by luck. You change it by planting new thoughts every day until you grow something worth living for. Every master was once a beginner who believed in something nobody else could see. They weren't better. They weren't luckier. They were just stubborn with their belief. They decided that the picture they held in their mind was more real than the circumstances around them. That's the real work. Holding on to a vision when the results say you're crazy. Holding on to belief when thinking like a winner before you ever get a win. Because the mind has to get there first. Your life can't follow where your mind won't go. You don't have to know exactly how you'll win. You don't need every step mapped out. You just need to believe that the version of you who wins is real and worth fighting for. You can figure out the details on the way. You can pivot. You can adjust. But if you let go of belief, it's over. You can't outwork doubt. You refuse to challenge. Your thoughts are like the steering wheel of a car. If you don't grab it and turn it toward where you want to go, the road will take you wherever it wants. And usually, it's downhill. Take the wheel. Drive the story. Be tested. Life will check if you really mean it when you say you want to change. It will throw distractions. It will hand you easy exits. It will whisper that you should go back to who you used to be. Most people fail the test because they think struggle is a sign to quit. It's not. Struggle is a sign you're in the right place. Growth hurts because the mind hates uncertainty. The mind craves safety, but everything you want is on the other side of the discomfort you're avoiding. Think about it. The most important moments of your life, the ones you're proud of, weren't easy. They were built on courage. And courage every single time started with a thought. I can do this. You have to see yourself winning before anyone else does. You have to believe in the invisible. Success isn't real yet. It's an idea first. A rough sketch in your head. A spark nobody else can see. That's why they doubt you. That's why they don't get it. But it doesn't matter. It's not their dream to carry. It's not their mind to manage. You don't need their own decision. The world catches up later. It always does. Protect your vision like your life depends on it, because it does. There's going to be days where your mind turns against you. Days where it screams, this is pointless. Days where it says you're wasting your time. That's normal. Expect it. Train for it. Just because your mind throws a weak thought at you doesn't mean you have to obey it. Thoughts come and go. Your job is not to believe everything you feel. Your job is to decide what's true for you and stick to it. You can think something and still move. You can doubt and still build. You can hurt and still keep going. The mind is a muscle. The more you push through those hard thoughts, the stronger you get. Listen carefully. Nothing outside. You can fix what's broken inside. Not a new relationship, not a new job, not a new car. If you don't fix the way you think, you'll sabotage every blessing you get. That's why most people never stay successful. They get a little progress, but their mind is still set to failure, and that old setting drags them back down. You don't just need a new environment, you need a new mind living in that environment. A mind that thinks differently. A mind that's disciplined. A mind that expects to win. Otherwise, you'll always find a way to lose, even when you're winning. Easy to get hyped for a day. It's hard to stay locked in for a year. But that's the separation. That's the line between amateurs and legends. Amateurs think they need to feel ready every morning. Legends train themselves to move whether they feel like it or not. They don't argue with the work. They don't debate if they feel like it. They just do it. They trust that action will fix emotion. No different than moving forward creates the feeling, not the other way around. You can feel stuck. You can feel scared. But if you think the right thoughts and you move anyway, you win. Action cures doubt, but right thinking fuels action. It's a loop. It feeds itself. When you think strong, you move strong. When you move strong, you think even stronger. That's how you break cycles. That's how you climb out of the pit. Not by waiting for a miracle, but by stacking small. It's a build-up. It's the stacking of small, powerful decisions. The mind controls the start. The mind controls the finish. The mind controls everything. By now you should realize you are not a victim of your thoughts. You are their creator. You choose what you think. You choose what you focus on. You choose what voice you believe. It doesn't matter if doubt shows up. It doesn't matter if fear knocks on your door. What matters is what you invite in. What matters is who you hand the mic to starting today. You don't hand it to regret. You don't hand it to insecurity. You take the mic. You take the stage. You take your life back. The hardest part is always the beginning. That first step feels like a mountain, even though it's just a small hill. You feel it. You think about it. And you ask yourself, can I do this? Am I strong enough? Will I make it? But the truth is, the hardest part isn't the challenge itself. It's the mental barrier you've put in front of yourself. It's the hesitation, the doubt, and the fear of failure. You will fail. We all do. But you will rise, and that's what matters. Listen closely. Stop being afraid of starting. The perfect moment doesn't exist. You won't wake up feeling ready. The stars won't align. The path won't clear, and the sun won't shine brighter. Life doesn't work that way. You have to make your own way. You have to create your own momentum. People talk about how hard life is, but here's the truth. Life itself isn't the hardest part. The hardest part is the moment you choose to act. It's the first day at the gym. It's stepping into a new job. It's chasing that dream you've been too afraid to pursue. That's the real challenge. That's when most people quit. They tell themselves, this is too hard, I can't do it. But you can, and you will. Why? Because the people who succeed aren't the ones who never face challenges. They're the ones who confront them and keep going. They fail. A lot. They struggle. A lot. But they never stop. They know something most don't. The beginning isn't the end. It's just the start of your journey. Push through that first hurdle, and you'll be unstoppable. Take control now. Stop making excuses. I know you have reasons not to start. I'm not ready. I'm too young. I don't have the right skills, but none of that matters. What matters is this. The moment you take action, the moment you stop focusing on what could go wrong and start thinking about what could go. There will be days when you don't feel like getting up, when the weight of the world feels too heavy, and every part of you wants to quit. That's when you need to push the hardest. That's when you need to remember why you started. Yes, the beginning is tough, but that's the price for greatness. The pain you feel now is temporary. The pride you'll feel when you push through lasts forever. Understand this. Life is full of beginnings. Every day is an opportunity to start anew. Every challenge is a chance to begin again. So why let fear hold you back? The people who succeed are the ones who keep showing up when others quit. They do what others won't. They start when others hesitate. They push when others pause. It doesn't matter if you fail. It doesn't matter if you stumble. What matters is that you keep going. You're still in the game. You're still fighting. And that's where true power lies. Look at your life right now. What have you been putting off? What's that goal, that dream, that thing you've been telling yourself one day about? Stop waiting for that mythical one day, because it's never going to come. The truth is, one day doesn't exist unless you create it. The hardest part is always the beginning, but once you push through, the rest gets easier. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the right conditions. If you're waiting for everything to align, you'll wait forever. Life doesn't wait. The world doesn't wait. So why should you? It's time to stop talking and start doing. The time to act is now. No more excuses. No more doubts. If you want greatness, you have to do what it takes to get there. Start now. Take that first step. Don't worry about the end. Just focus on the next step and take it with everything you've got. The people who make it don't wait for permission. They take responsibility for their lives. They stand tall, take that first step and keep walking forward, even when the road gets tough. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep moving forward. It's not about how fast you go. It's about not stopping. The hardest part is always the beginning. But once you push through, you'll discover something inside you that you never knew was there. Strength, determination, power, and nothing will stop you. When you start, the world might not applaud. In fact, they may not even notice. But it's not about their approval. It's about your commitment to yourself. You don't need validation from others to know you're on the right path. Validation from within, that's what truly matters. You are your biggest supporter, and if anyone's going to keep pushing you, it has to be you. The first day, the first step, the first moment, you'll feel unsure, and that's okay. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's earned. Every time you face resistance and push through it, you build your confidence. Here's the trick. You can't wait for confidence to come first. You have to act before you feel ready. You must embrace discomfort and keep moving forward, one step at a time. It's easy to look at others who've achieved what you want and think, why not me? But what you don't see is the struggle behind their success, the countless early mornings, late nights, and failures that shaped them, the self-doubt they fought and overcame. Success doesn't come easy, but it comes to those who keep showing up, who keep fighting for it. So take a moment and think about where you want to be. Picture the person you could become, the person you know you are capable of being. What are you waiting for? The path won't clear itself, and the stars won't align. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most rewarding. Once you take it, you'll feel a sense of pride in yourself. You'll feel alive, and with each new step, the next one will get a little easier. There will be days when you want to quit, days when you wonder if all the effort is worth it. But that's where growth happens. That's where you learn what you're made of. It's easy to give up when things get tough, but the true warriors, the ones who succeed, are the ones who keep going when quitting seems like the only option. Let me be clear, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna feel uncomfortable. There will be moments when you think you can't make it, when you think you'll never reach the top. But every successful person has faced those same doubts, every single one. The difference is, they didn't listen to that voice. They didn't let discomfort stop them. They pushed through, and when they did, they became stronger, not just physically, but mentally. They learned to push through pain, to embrace it, and to understand it's part of the process. That's how you build resilience. That's how you... Success isn't about talent. It's about resilience. It's about having the grit to keep going when everything inside you tells you to stop. Success is built on small moments of consistency when no one is watching, when you could easily quit, but you don't. You press on. You push. Want to change your life? Start right now. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Start where you are with what you have and make it work. You'll never be fully ready, and that's okay. It's better to take imperfect action than to sit around waiting for everything to be perfect. The hardest part is always the beginning, but once you make it through, everything gets easier. You'll find a new version of yourself, the version that's willing to fight, face challenges, and keep pushing. Remember this: the beginning is just the start of your journey. If you can survive the beginning, you can survive anything. The journey ahead won't always be smooth. It won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. So take that first step today. Push past the doubts, the fears, and the insecurities. Push through the pain. Get up, take action, and don't look back. The world needs you. Your family needs you. You need you. So get to work. The hardest part is always the beginning. But once you get through it, you'll realize you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. Understand this: you are the only one who can make this change happen. No one is going to do it for you. There are no shortcuts, no magic solutions. The path to success is built on one principle: you have to earn it. Every day, every step, every decision. The first step is the hardest, but it's the most crucial. If you can push through that, you'll find the strength to keep going. At first you might feel stuck, like nothing is changing. It may feel like you're running in place. But remember, growth isn't always visible. Sometimes it's internal. When you're doing the hard work, even when you don't feel like it, you're strengthening your mind and will. You're becoming the person capable of achieving your goals. The external results will come, but focus on building the character and discipline first. Let's be clear: nothing worth having comes easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it, and everyone would succeed. But that's not reality. The reality is that only those who are willing to endure what others won't, who push through when others quit, will make it. It's not about being the smartest or most talented. It's about being relentless. It's about refusing to give up when everyone else does. It's going to be tough. I won't lie to you. There will be moments when the weight feels too heavy, when you wonder if you can go on. But in those moments, you are building the muscle that will carry you through the hardest times. Every ounce of effort, every drop of sweat is forging something unbreakable inside of you. And remember this: you are not alone. Every successful person has faced the same fears, doubts, and resistance. They chose to move forward anyway. They pushed through the hardest parts, not because they were lucky, but because they were willing to. The work never stops. It doesn't get easier, but you get stronger. You get better at handling the struggles. The pain becomes your fuel. The pressure becomes your ally. And before long, you'll look back and realize that all those doubts were temporary. What's permanent is your strength, your discipline, and your unwavering pursuit of greatness. I know you have doubts. You wonder if you're strong enough, if you'll make it. I get it. But here's the truth: you're stronger than you think. You have more potential than you can imagine. The only thing standing between you and success is your willingness to push through the difficult beginning. If you take that first step, and the next, and the next, you will succeed. You will reach the top, and nothing will stop you. But you can't wait for someone to push you. There's no right moment. It doesn't exist. You have to take control. You have to decide right now to push forward. You have to wake up every day with the mindset that this is the day you get closer to your goal. Even when it's hard, even when you want to quit, you get back up and keep moving. That's what separates winners from losers. Winners don't stop. Losers make excuses. The journey ahead will challenge you. It will test you in ways you can't predict. But when you push through the beginning, when you push through the discomfort and fear, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. You'll surprise yourself. What seemed like the hardest part will turn out to be the moment that sets everything else into motion. This is your life. No one else will do it for you. You are responsible for your success. You're the one who decides how this story ends. Will you be the person who looks back with regret, wishing you'd started? Or will you be the one who says, I did it. I pushed through the hardest part, and now nothing can stop me. Listen closely. The hardest part is always the beginning, but that's where greatness is born. It's in the struggle, in the discomfort, and in the sweat of pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible. That's where your future self is created. You may not see it now, but every time you take action, show up when you don't feel like it, and keep moving forward despite the doubts, you're building something far greater than you realize. Standing at the starting line, staring at the long road ahead, it's easy to feel intimidated. It's easy to think, I don't have what it takes. But that's just your mind playing tricks on you. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty are natural parts of the process. But here's the key. That fear is actually a sign that you're on the right path. It's a sign that you're doing something important, something that's going. It's easy to stay comfortable, to remain in your safe zone. But transformation doesn't happen there. Success isn't built in comfort. It's built in the discomfort. It's built on the days when you don't want to get out of bed. It's built when you face obstacles and you don't know how you'll overcome them, but you do it anyway. You do it because that's what it takes. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your setbacks or your circumstances. The world only cares about one thing: results. And results don't come from waiting for the perfect moment. They come from taking action, from choosing to move forward even when the road ahead is unclear, from choosing to keep going when you want. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved what you want. They didn't sit around waiting for the perfect opportunity. They took action. They faced their fears. They embraced discomfort. And they pushed through because they knew this truth. The hardest part is always the beginning. Once you make it through, you're stronger, faster, and more prepared for what comes next. It's time to stop looking for reasons to hold yourself back. Stop waiting for everything to align. You have to align it yourself. You have to decide, today is the day you take that first step, even if you don't know where it's going to lead. It's not going to be easy. It never is. But the rewards, they are beyond worth it. Along the way, you will encounter failure. And when you do, don't run from it. Embrace it. Failure is not the end, it's simply the beginning of something greater. It's the proof that you're trying, pushing yourself, and getting better. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fall. The people who succeed are the ones who fail the most. They fail, get up, and keep going. And they succeed because they refuse to let failure. To succeed, you need to learn how to fail. Fail with grace. Fail with determination. Fail forward. Every failure is a lesson. Every misstep is an opportunity to grow. So when you fall, don't stay down. Get up. Brush yourself off and go again. The hardest part is always the beginning. But don't mistake that for weakness. That's where the strongest people are made. The foundation of who you are is forged in those early moments when everything feels impossible, when every part of you wants to quit, but you don't. You stand tall, you move forward, you keep fighting. And when you reach the point where you think you can't go any further, that's when you realize you are capable of far more than you thought. When you look back and see how far you've come, you'll understand that the beginning was just the start of something extraordinary. The road to success isn't a straight line. It's not easy. It's not predictable. But it's worth it. Every step gets you closer to the person you're meant to be. And every time you choose to keep going despite the pain, the fear, and the discomfort, you're becoming a stronger, more resilient, and more powerful version of yourself. Now think about your life, the goals you have, the dreams that keep you up at night. What are you waiting for? The world won't wait for you. Time won't wait for you. The only moment you have is now. The only time to act is now. The hardest part is always the beginning. But if you can push through that, if you can find the strength to overcome the fear and doubt, if you can take that first step even when you don't feel ready, you will build something unstoppable. So stop waiting. Don't let another day go by. Take that step. And when you feel like stopping, when you feel like giving up, remember this: you are stronger than you think. You can do this, and you will. Because the hardest part is always the beginning, and you're already halfway there. One day you'll look back and see how all the pain lined up. Every late night, every early morning, every time you said no when it was easier to say yes, every moment you pushed through when your body screamed to quit. It'll all make sense. That day isn't today, but it's coming. Right now, you're grinding in silence. No one sees the effort. No one cheers for discipline. No one's filming the moments you could have stayed in bed, but didn't. But one day, that silence will roar. One day, the world will see what you built in the dark. You're not crazy for wanting more. You're not broken for believing you're meant for something greater. This isn't ego. It's purpose. It's the fire that keeps burning, even when you're exhausted. That voice that whispers, keep going when no one's watching. Trust it. It's real. People will say, take it easy. Don't burn out. They'll offer advice from comfort zones they've never left. But here's the truth. Easy never built anything worth remembering. Nothing great is born in comfort. You want a life that matters? Get used to discomfort. That's the toll. There will be days that feel pointless, when the weight makes your knees buckle, when your heart begs you to quit, when results are invisible and doubt is loud. Good. That's where champions are made. Not in the wins, but in the decision to keep going without them. Motivation will fail you. It's fine. You don't need it. You need discipline. Grit. That mindset that says, feelings don't decide my future, my actions do. Show up. Do the work. Build your life. One day, you'll walk into a room and say nothing, because your presence will say it all. Not because you talked about your dreams, but because you chased them. Every rep, every page, every dollar, every choice. That's what speak. Friends may not get it. Family might question it. Let them. They don't have to understand. This journey is yours. And one day, when it all fits, you'll understand. That's enough. You'll remember this season, the sweat, the solitude, the skipped parties, the quiet sacrifices, because it changed you. It stripped the noise and forced you to meet yourself. That's where transformation lives. You are not average. You weren't built to coast. There is power in you, but power is worthless without control, without purpose, without effort. You don't get greatness just for wanting it. You earn it, day by day, inch by inch. And when it clicks, when it finally makes sense, you won't just feel proud, you'll feel grateful. Grateful you didn't quit. Grateful you believed. Grateful you trusted the process when the vision was blurry. This life isn't for the faint. It's not for those waiting for signs, permission, or perfect timing. It rewards the bold, the ones who act while others hesitate, the ones who push while others rest. The ones who don't just dream, they do. You might be behind. Good. That means you've got nothing to lose. Use that hunger. Use that fire. Be the one who kept going when it got hard. Be the one who built something from nothing. One day, your past won't be a prison. It'll be proof. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them whisper. While they waste time running their mouths, you're out here doing the work. And one day, they'll ask how you did it, when it all changed, and you'll give them the truth. It changed the day I stopped waiting and started working. Most people don't get what it's like to want something so badly it keeps you up at night, to want it so real it hurts. That kind of hunger doesn't just drive you, it breaks you, then rebuilds you. It makes warriors out of the restless. You'll lose people along the way. Not everyone can handle your evolution. That's fine. Growth shakes the weak loose. They'll say you've changed. Good. That means it's working. You weren't made to stay the same. You're here to become. You won't feel ready. You'll screw up. You'll fall. You'll battle imposter syndrome. That's the price of showing up. Everyone else pretending to have it figured out, they're faking it too. The only difference is, some of them gave up. You won't. There's a version of you waiting on the other side of all this pain, and you'll never meet them if you quit. You meet them in the fire, in the silence, in the reps no one sees. That's the proving ground. You don't need applause. You don't need a crowd. You need action. Reps. That same move repeated until it becomes automatic, until hunger becomes your default setting. The gym, the office, the studio. That's your battlefield, where character is built, where purpose is tested, where weakness is exposed and turned into strength. Every time you show up, you cast a vote for who you're becoming. And make no mistake, you're becoming. You might not see it in the mirror yet. You might just see tired eyes and a worn-out body. But every quiet rep, every early morning, every lonely sacrifice, it's stacking bricks. And those bricks, they're building the life they said you couldn't have. One day, they'll tell your story. They'll talk about how you didn't quit, how you kept showing up, how you made something out of nothing. They'll call it inspiring, but they won't really know. They didn't see the fear, the chaos, the tears. They weren't there when you showed up with nothing left, but you'll know. You'll remember every moment you almost quit, every time you looked doubt in the face and said, "Not today." And one day, it'll hit you. The hard work wasn't punishment. It was the gift. Because hard work doesn't take from you. It reveals you. It tears down what's fake and shows you who you really are. You were never weak. You were just taught to doubt yourself. That doubt is the real enemy. Kill it. Starve it. Replace it with belief. You don't need the full map. You just need the next step. One move, one decision. Because motion creates momentum. And momentum, that's your secret weapon. You start small, a morning routine, one clean meal, one call, one post, 1 hour of locked-in focus. Then the shift happens. That internal switch flips. We're not the same anymore. And that's when everything changes. You'll walk different, talk different, think different. Not because someone handed you permission, but because you earned it. You stopped waiting and started building. Yeah, people will doubt you. That's a guarantee. But their doubt doesn't define. One day, they'll act like they always believed in you. Let them. You've got better things to do. Ever feel like you're the only one trying? Like you're grinding while everyone else is coasting? Good. That means you're on the right path. Growth is lonely. Success is quiet. Mastery lives in silence. If it feels like no one gets you, it's because most people aren't built to live at your level. Use that. Let the solitude sharpen your focus. Let it strip away the noise. This isn't about likes or praise. It's about building something real, solid, untouchable. They can doubt you. They can talk, but they can't outwork you. And in the end, grit always wins. You'll hear voices, especially your own, the ones that whisper, "This isn't working," or "You're wasting your time." Learn to talk back. Tell that voice, "Watch me." Every time it shows up as a signal to go harder. That's your moment. You can break or break through. This world isn't built for winners. It's built for comfort, for compliance, for numbness. But you're not here to be numb. You're here to feel it all. The pain, the grind, the wins, the losses, the fire. You're not average, so your path won't look average. So what if it's taking longer? So what if you're tired? Keep moving. Keep working. You're planting seeds no one sees, and when it blooms, they'll call it luck. Let them. You'll know the truth. You'll know the cost. Keep showing up, especially when it's boring. That's the test. Anyone can go hard when it's fun. Few can stay locked in when it's dull, when no one's watching. That's where champions are made. Your future self is counting on you. The version of you who made it, the one who breathes easier, who lives without regret. They're not hoping you follow through. They're begging you not to quit. Think about that. You're not doing this for someone else. You're doing it for the version of you that's free. And that version doesn't exist unless this version keeps going. Most people quit before the results show. They walk away in the middle. Don't be most people. Be the exception. Be the one who doesn't fold, who acts without waiting for motivation. Be the one who builds while others talk. You don't need cheerleaders. You need a plan. You need urgency. Stop saying someday. Start saying today. Because time isn't waiting. You don't have another decade to figure it out. You have now. This hour, this day, this chance. Burn the excuses. Burn the victim mindset. You are not helpless. You are powerful. But power means nothing without effort. Belief means nothing without action. Don't just say you want it. Prove it every damn day. One day the pain will look small. The missed parties, the long nights, the sore muscles, the broken sleep, the heartbreak, the hustle. You look back and say, that's all it took? Because the reward always dwarfs the sacrifice. Your name will matter, not because it was handed to you, but because you earned it through every quiet choice, every lonely rep, every time you bet on yourself when no one else did. And when the dots finally connect, when the breakthrough comes, you'll realize none of it was in vain. Every drop of sweat, every ounce of effort, every tear, every step, it was building something bigger than you knew. It was writing your story. It was defining who you are. So keep going. Not just for success, not for money, not for a title. Keep going for the version of you that believed when no one else did. The one that showed up scared, that got back up after falling, that refused to settle. That version. That's the real you. Never forget that. You're going to get tired. You're going to question yourself. You'll wake up some mornings wondering what it's all for. That's normal, but you don't stop there. You don't sit in the doubt. You move. You get up, you put your feet on the ground, and you move. That's how you win. Don't owe anyone an explanation. Not for your pace, not for your silence, not for your solitude. People won't get what it takes, and they don't have to. You're not here to explain. You're here to build, brick by brick, relentlessly. There's no applause during the climb, only after. During the climb, it's just you, the work, and the voice in your head, the one that asks, "Why are you still trying?" Or whispers, "This is pointless." That's not weakness. That's the fight. That's where identity is built. In the silence, in the resistance, and one day, that voice will change. It'll start saying, "Keep going. You're close." But it only flips for the ones who earn it, for the ones who push long enough to prove they're serious. Most never stay long enough. They quit when the voice is still against them. And when it flips, you'll be different. You'll stop looking for approval. You'll stop waiting for signs. You'll move with calm certainty. I've paid the price. I'm not starting. I'm finishing. That's when your energy shifts. That's when people notice. That's when the world responds. Not when you talk, but when you walk. When you live it, when you become it. Nobody talks about the middle. The long, slow, silent middle. No progress, no praise, just the grind. That's where most dreams die or grow. The difference? Staying, showing up anyway. Every time you keep going when your mind screams quit, you level up. You don't see it, but your will is hardening. Your discipline is deepening. Your identity is evolving. You're becoming someone most can't keep up with, not because of talent, but because of grit. Most people sprint. You run marathons. Most people hit the wall and sit. You break through it, again and again. You've been overlooked your whole life. Good. Let them sleep. Let them doubt. Because when you rise, when it clicks, they won't see it coming. That's the beauty of being doubted. You grow without pressure. You build in silence. And when it's time, you don't knock. You break the door down. They won't understand your success. That's fine. They weren't there. They didn't see the nights you worked alone, the sacrifices, the inner battles, the tears no one saw. But you'll know, and that's what matters. This isn't just about winning. It's about becoming. Becoming the person you said you'd be, the person your younger self would admire, the person your future self will thank. It's about keeping your word to yourself. Not once, every day. That's where real power is. In consistency, in the quiet promises you keep when no one's watching, when there's no spotlight, no finish line in sight. That's how confidence is built. That's how character is shaped. That's how legacies are made. And one day, it'll all make sense. The late nights, the early mornings, the silence, the doubt, the grind. You'll feel the peace, the strength, the pride. You'll look in the mirror and you'll finally say it with full conviction. I made it, and I earned every bit of it. There are people out there watching every move you make. They're not watching as friends or supporters. They're watching with doubt in their eyes. They're waiting for you to fail, for you to give up, so they can say, I told you so. But here's something they can't understand. Their doubt is your fuel. Every negative word, every snide comment, every They've handed you a weapon. They've unknowingly set you up for greatness. Their doubt becomes the wind beneath your wings, pushing you further than you ever thought possible. What's your excuse? Do you have one? Or are you sitting on the sidelines, watching other people's success stories unfold, thinking, that's not for me, or I can't do that? The people who doubt you believe you'll fade away, that you'll disappear. But here's the truth. You can either let their doubt define you, or you can use it to sharpen your edge. It's time to get up. It's time to take action. It doesn't matter if it's been tough. It doesn't matter if you've failed before. All that matters is that you keep moving. You have something to prove, not to them, but to yourself. Once you prove it to yourself, nothing else matters. It's not about their opinions or the noise. It's about the quiet confidence that comes from within when you refuse. Doubt is everywhere. You'll never make it. You're not good enough. Why even try? It's easy to let those words sink in, to let them settle in your bones. But here's the real truth. The people who doubt you are scared. They're afraid of your success, afraid of proving them wrong, afraid you'll reach heights they never dared to dream of. Their doubt isn't a reflection of you. It's a reflection of their fear. It's time to flip the script. When they doubt you, don't just take it, turn it into something beautiful. Use their doubt to fuel your drive. Every time they question you, take it as a reminder of why you need to keep going. Every time they look at you with that "you'll never make it" face, treat it as a challenge. And when you succeed, when you rise above, when you push through the pain, when you show up day after day, that's when you make them eat their words. That's when you show them exactly what you're made of. But here's the thing. Success doesn't come to you. You don't sit around waiting for it to find you. Success is earned. It's a daily grind. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's pushing yourself harder than you thought you could. It's giving your best when no one is watching, knowing that even if no one sees it right now, you're building something that will last. You've got to keep going, even when it's tough. You've got to push through the days when you're tired, discouraged, and everything feels like it's falling apart. Those days will come, and in those moments, you need to dig deep. Remember why you started. Remind yourself that the people who doubted you, they're still watching. They're waiting for you to fail. But here's the truth. They will never see you fall. Not because you're perfect, but because you keep getting up. Every single time. It's not about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about pushing through the pain, the setbacks, the doubts. You have the power to turn your struggle into your strength. Every failure is just a lesson on the road to your victory. And when you finally reach that place, when you hit your stride, that's when you'll realize something powerful. The people who doubted you, they were just spectators. They were on the sidelines, hoping you'd fail. But you didn't. You kept fighting. You kept working. You made it. And when you look back, you'll know that the only person you needed to prove anything to was yourself. So today, right now, let's make a decision together. We're not stopping. Not for anyone. Not for any doubt. Not for any setback. Not for any failure. We're pushing forward. We're taking action. We're proving that no matter how many people doubt us, no matter how many obstacles get in our way, we will rise above. And when we rise, we'll show the world that it's all about shifting your mindset. When people doubt you, they're not just questioning your abilities, they're questioning your potential, your future. In doing so, they unknowingly give you the power to prove them wrong, to show them what you're truly capable of. They want to see you fall, but what they don't realize is that with every step you take and every obstacle you overcome, you're growing. Every time you rise, you become stronger, more resilient, and more determined. But here's the catch. You can't wait for validation from others. You can't wait for that one moment when someone says, "You did it." You must validate yourself. Look in the mirror and remind yourself that you are the one who holds the power to make things happen. Your worth, your success, it starts with you, not others' approval. Let those who doubted you continue to watch. Let them question your every move, every decision, every step forward. Because when you succeed, when you look back and say, "I made it," those same people will see the truth. And even if they don't admit it, they'll know you had the strength to keep going when they wanted you to stop. That's the difference between you and them. It's not that you're better, it's that you're willing to keep going when they would have quit. You're willing to fight for what you believe in, even when nobody else does. That's what makes you unstoppable. That's what makes your story worth telling. They're watching, waiting for you to fail. But you're too busy proving them wrong, building your legacy one step at a time. Every time you show up, push through the pain, and keep moving forward, you're proving that no one can define you but you. Your journey, your success, your future, it's all in your hands. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when the weight of the world feels too heavy. But remember, nothing worth having comes easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. The struggle you face is proof that you're meant for something greater. The struggle isn't the end. It's the beginning of your success. When those dark days hit, when you're tired and beaten down, ask yourself, why did I start? Why did I take that first step when everyone else stayed in their comfort zone? The answer will always be the same, because you believed in yourself. You knew that the only way out was through. You understood that success doesn't come to those who wait, but to those who hustle, sacrifice, and keep going when everyone else quits. You determine your future. The people who doubted you, who said you couldn't make it, they have no say in your destiny. Their opinions are irrelevant. What matters is your belief in yourself and your ability to take action, no matter what. Every step you take, every challenge you face, brings you closer to the person you were meant to become. Don't let others' doubts derail your mission. Don't let their opinions shape your journey. You are the architect of your future, and you're building it on the solid foundation of hard work, determination, and belief in your own greatness. Now, more than ever, it's time to stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize and your heart strong. You've been given this moment, this opportunity to rise. Don't let it slip away. Get up, get moving, and show the world what you're made of. The path to success isn't easy, but it's worth it. You have everything inside of you to make it. The strength, the drive, and the heart to rise above doubt, negativity, and fear. So take a deep breath, stand tall, and take that next step. And when you reach your destination, when you look back at how far you've come, you'll realize something powerful. Those who doubted you, they were part of the process. They were part of the fuel that got you here. They watched, yes, but you were working. Now, the only thing they can do is stand back and watch you succeed. Remember, nobody watches you harder than the people who doubted you. But that's okay. Let them watch. Let them see you become the person they never thought you could be. And when they do, that's when you'll know you've made it. Some days are harder than others. You'll feel drained, wondering if it's worth it. But let me tell you this, those days are part of the process. If it were easy, everyone would do it, but you're doing it because you refuse to settle. You won't let the doubt of others define who you are or who you're becoming. You're pushing through the tough days because you know that's when growth happens. That's when the real work is being done. It's easy to feel defeated when things aren't going your way. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of failure. But if you let those moments define you, you'll never break free. You must stop defining yourself by short-term setbacks. The truth is, where you are today does not determine where you're going. What matters is where you're headed. The people who doubted you, they don't determine your success or your worth. You do. Every time you get back up, every time you push forward, you prove them wrong. But more importantly, you prove to yourself what you're capable of. This journey isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you have the strength to keep going, even when you're alone, when the odds are against you, and when every day you forget. There will be moments of doubt, both external and internal. But that's exactly why you must keep going. Don't let their doubt cloud your vision. Don't let their limitations become yours. You are not bound by their expectations. You are bound only by the limits you set for yourself. When people doubt you, they're giving you a gift. They're providing the fuel to ignite a fire in your heart. They're giving you the chance to show the world what you're made of. And guess what? You have everything you need inside of you to succeed. Every setback, every failure, every no has set you up for a powerful comeback. The world will keep throwing obstacles your way. People will keep doubting you. Things won't always go your way. But that's the point, right? If it were easy, what would you learn? Struggles, challenges, setbacks. They're not the end of the road. They're part of the process. They build your character. They teach. So when they doubt you, when they say you can't do it, respond with, I can, and I will. Let that belief fuel every action. Let it drive you to keep pushing when others stop. Success isn't about being the fastest or the smartest. It's about being the one who never quits. The one who keeps going no matter what. The one who keeps believing even when everyone else has given up. And when you finally achieve your dreams, when you reach the top, it's not about gloating or rubbing it in the faces of those who doubted you. It's about proving to yourself that you never needed their validation. You were always capable. You were always worthy. What you need to realize is that every moment counts. Every choice, every step, every decision to keep going when the world tells you to stop. It all matters. It all adds up. You may not see the results immediately, but they're coming. The small decisions you make today are what will lead you to the life you've always dreamed of. Remember, you're not doing this for them. You're not doing this to prove anyone wrong. You're doing it for yourself. You know deep down that you're capable of greatness, that you can achieve things no one thought possible. And when you get there, when you make it, their doubt won't matter anymore, because you'll have proven that nothing, not doubt, not fear, can hold you back. So the next time someone doubts you, the next time you feel the weight of their disbelief, take a deep breath and smile. Their doubt is the very thing that will propel you forward. Let them watch. Let them doubt. But know this, you will rise, and when you do, you'll rise so high, they won't even be able to see you anymore. The path won't always be smooth or comfortable, but let's make one thing clear. Comfort isn't where greatness lies. Comfort doesn't build champions. It's hardship, sacrifice, and resilience that define who you become. These are the things that build a strength no one can take from you. Every challenge you face, every resistance you meet, every time you feel like quitting but keep going anyway, you're becoming a stronger version of yourself. You're becoming someone who refuses to back down. And as for the people who doubted you, they're watching, yes, but they'll soon be left behind. Their doubt can never match your will. You can't change how people think about you. They'll always talk, judge, and doubt. But that's not your problem. Your problem is whether you let their doubt control your life, or whether you use it as fuel to ignite your own fire. That's the decision you make every day. Will you let doubt defeat you? Or will you turn it into the reason you keep moving forward? The truth is, those who doubted you were never meant to understand you. They were never meant to see the vision you have for your life. That's your journey, not theirs. If you're waiting for the world to give you permission to chase your dreams, you'll be waiting forever. The world doesn't owe you anything. It's time to stop seeking validation and prove to yourself that you have everything you need to succeed. There will be days when you feel like you've hit your limit, days when you'll question why you even started. But those are the moments that matter most. Those are the moments where champions are made. The difference between success and failure isn't talent, it's perseverance. The ones who keep going no matter how hard it gets, that's where the magic happens. When you feel like quitting, when you've given all you have, it's time to dig deeper. The greatest growth comes when you feel like there's nothing left to give. That's when you realize your potential is limitless. It's not about perfect circumstances. It's about finding the strength to keep going when the path is tough and the end is far out of sight. Because when you finally reach your goal, you'll look back and see that every struggle, every doubt is worth it. Think about where you are right now. Think about the people who doubted you. Think about the obstacles you faced and the moments you thought you couldn't go on. Now ask yourself, did I quit? Did I let them win? No. You kept going. You're still fighting. And every time you rise, every time you overcome doubt, you prove that you were always meant for this. You were meant for greatness. You were meant to push limits. You were meant to overcome every obstacle in your path. And the best part, you're just getting started. You've already proven you can rise. Now take everything you've learned, everything you've fought for, and use it to elevate your life to the next level. The people who doubted you, they won't be able to keep up. They'll watch as you leave them behind. When they doubt you, don't get angry or frustrated. Don't waste your time trying to change their minds. Instead, thank them. Thank them for fueling your fire. Thank them for being the reason you refuse to stop. And thank them for reminding you that you're capable of more than they'll ever understand. In the end, the people who doubted you won't stop you. You'll watch from the sidelines as you rise higher, work harder, and achieve more than they ever thought possible. And when you reach the top, when you achieve everything you've worked for, you'll know this: you didn't do it for them. You did it for yourself. You did it because you refused to listen to their doubt. You did it because you believed in yourself when no one else did. And that's what will make your success so much sweeter. Because you didn't just prove them wrong, you proved to yourself that nothing, no one, no amount of doubt can stand in your way. So, here's the final question. What will you do with all that doubt? Will you let it define you, or will you use it to fuel your fire? The choice is yours, but one thing is certain: you are capable, you are strong, and you are destined for greatness. Now, go prove it. To them, to yourself, to the world. The world doesn't stop for anyone. Not for your pain, your feelings, or your failures. While you're curled up trying to breathe, the world keeps spinning. People keep moving, bills keep coming, time keeps ticking. That's not meant to scare you, it's meant to wait for you to feel ready. It won't pause until you're confident, healed, or motivated. It's happening now. And if you're not moving, you're already behind. You think you've got time, you don't. You think you'll start tomorrow, you won't. Because tomorrow is the lie comfort whispers while it kills your ambition. It's the lie you tell yourself to avoid the truth in the mirror. The dreams you keep delaying are dying behind your excuses. Every day you wait is a day you never get back. While you're planning and stalling, someone else is already outworking you. Someone hungrier. Someone willing to bleed for the life you only daydream about. The world isn't kind to hesitation. It doesn't reward the almost. It rewards the relentless. The ones who show up with sore bones, who push through fear, who grind without applause. Success doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the consistent, the quiet warriors who do the work no one sees. People will tell you to take your time, to rest, to heal first. But time doesn't slow down just because your heart's broken. Life won't go easy on you because you're tired. The clock keeps ticking, so why aren't you moving? Why are you sitting there hoping life gets easier? It won't. And the moment you accept that is the moment everything can change. Pain? Good. Use it. Fear? Face it. Anger? Channel it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. There's only now. This second. Start. Move. Even in the dark. Even in the silence. Even when it hurts. Because if you don't, one day you'll blink and a decade will be gone. And so will the dream you never chased. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to remind you who you could be. That's your job. Every single day. Especially the hard ones. The unmotivated ones. The exhausted ones. You want change? Stop justifying laziness. Get ruthless with your mind. When excuses show up, kill them with action. You don't need to feel like it. You just need to do it. Because the world doesn't care how much potential you have. It only responds to what you do. Results. Reps. Discipline. That's the formula. Worship that or stay stuck. No shortcut. No secret. Just uncomfortable consistency. Wake up early. Work tired. Focus when you're distracted. Keep going when nothing feels like it's working. Like how winners are built by work. Daily. Especially when no one's watching. That's when it matters most. When it's just you and the weight of who you're becoming. That's the moment. In silence, you sacrifice. While the world sleeps, you grind. You build. You push. That's the difference between the ones who rise and the ones who always wonder. You've got to make peace with pain. Most people don't. They spend their lives running from discomfort, dodging the work, avoiding anything that hurts. But here's the truth. Pain is the toll you pay for everything you want. Success isn't handed to you. It's earned in the moments that hurt the most. If you can't push through pain, you'll never see what's on the other side. The world doesn't wait while you doubt. It keeps spinning while you hesitate. And every second you waste wondering if it's worth it. Someone else is out there bleeding for the same dream. They're skipping sleep, missing parties, ignoring comfort, because they want it more than they want to breathe. That's what it takes. Stop telling yourself you're tired. So's everyone else. You think the people crushing it are full of energy and motivation every day? They're not. They just move anyway. They show up sore. They run stiff. They speak scared. You don't need perfect energy. You need a higher standard. One where excuses can't live. Stop asking your feelings for permission. They lie. They'll say quit. That voice isn't your friend. It's your enemy. And there's only one way to silence it. Move. Let's talk about loneliness. Because chasing greatness is lonely. When you start to grow, don't expect applause. Expect silence. Expect distance. People will fall away. Not everyone is meant to come with you. Not everyone can handle your hunger. And that's fine. Let them go. Let the quiet come. Then get to work. Because that silence, no one to lean on, that's when you find who you really are. That's when you stop performing and start becoming. Don't wait for clarity or confidence. Those don't come first. They come later. You learn by doing. You grow by failing forward. Clarity shows up after you've already stepped into the unknown. Overthinking is where dreams go to die. It's where bold ideas sit and rot. You want to break out of average? Then move. Move messy. Move scared. Move without knowing all the steps. You want peace? Earn it. Confidence? Build it. Success? Outwork for it. Nothing real comes easy. And if it did, it wouldn't mean anything. You think pride comes from a life handed to you? From comfort? Never. It comes from the war, from crawling through the fire and refusing to quit, from dragging yourself through the chaos and still having the guts to say, I'm not done. Fulfillment doesn't live in ease. It lives in the trenches, in the reps, in the lonely miles no one sees. And when you feel like quitting, good. That's the signal. That's the part where most people give up. That's why they never win. They don't push through boredom, through pain, through the weight of it all. But you can. You can go another round. You can get up again. You can face the dark and keep swinging. Because you weren't made for easy. You were made to rise. Stop romanticizing the grind and start respecting it. The grind isn't glamorous. It's not meant to be. It's repetitive, uncomfortable, lonely. It doesn't come with praise. It comes with silence, doubt, and mornings you dread getting out of bed. It's the same meals, the same reps, the same goal when everything and everyone is telling you to quit. It's because you made a promise to yourself, and if that promise means nothing, then nothing you build will last. Discipline is what separates the talkers from the doers, the ones who say, I'll try, from the ones who say, watch me. Life doesn't respond to how you feel. It responds to what you do. The world moves with or without you. Keep up or get left behind. It's not complicated. It's just not easy. And the truth might sting, but it'll save you a lot faster than comfort ever will. Too many people walk through life like they're owed something, like success is going to knock uninvited. But wanting is nothing. Everybody wants. What matters is what you're willing to suffer for. Because pain is the cost of progress. The winners, they don't run from it. They use it. Every loss, every setback, every sleepless night, they turn it into fuel. While most people complain, they grind. You're not tired. You're underutilized. You don't need rest. You need purpose. You're not lost. You're just ignoring your gut. You already know what you're supposed to be doing. You've always known. But you run when it gets hard. You fold when it gets quiet. And that's the tragedy, not that you failed, but that you never really tried. That you lived a half-life and called it enough. Don't be that person. Don't waste another day pretending you've got time. You don't. Life is moving fast, and it's not slowing down for you. Either you rise with it, or get buried by your own patterns. The same routine, the same empty talk, the same circles. You're not stuck. You're scared. You're soft with yourself. You're waiting for motivation like it's something Amazon's going to deliver. But it's not coming. Not today. Not tomorrow. Maybe not ever. And that's why you need to move anyway. Because here's the truth. Nobody says you don't have to be ready to change your life. You just have to start. Start before you're ready. Before you're confident. Before it makes sense. Because action creates clarity. Action defines who you are. You want to know the real you? Look at what you do when no one's watching. Not the you on Instagram. Not the you at dinner parties. The 4A. You. The one that gets up when no one sees. The one that works when it's quiet. That's the real you. That's the foundation everything else is built on. When you start moving differently, people notice. Not always in a good way. Some will fall back. Some will criticize. Some will talk like they know the weight you're carrying. Let them. That's not your fight. Your fight is with the voice in your head that says, take the day off. It's with the doubt that creeps in when you're too tired to push back. That's the battle that matters. Not proving yourself right. That you can do this. That you're not built to blend in. You're built to leave a mark. You won't get there being casual. You won't get there waiting for motivation to slap you out of bed. You get there by making a decision. A real one. The kind that doesn't need an announcement. Because it speaks through your actions. Every single day. You stop chasing balance. You stop looking for shortcuts. You stop asking for permission to be great. You just go. You commit. And when it gets hard, and it will, you don't back off. You double down. Because success isn't about feeling good. It's about feeling the weight and carrying it anyway. It's walking through fear instead of around it. It's removing the option to quit. That's the difference. That's what makes the world take notice. Not your words, but your grind. And the ones who win, they don't talk about it, they do it. Quietly, consistently, relentlessly. You've got to be okay being the only one who sees your vision. You've got to be willing to look crazy to people who don't want it like you do. Most won't get it. Let them doubt. Let them laugh. Let them watch. Because eventually, they'll be forced to respect the results they never believed in. But don't do it for them. Do it for you. Let your purpose be the and when it feels like too much, because it will, remember, you've survived worse. You've made it through days that should have broken you, pain that should have stopped you, and yet you're still here, still breathing, still capable of flipping the whole story. That's your proof. That's your edge. Even when life hits hard, you can hit harder. Maybe not clean, maybe not fast, but again and again. And that's what counts. So stop counting yourself out. Stop waiting for the right season. This is your season. This is your shot. No one's coming to hand it to you. No one's placing the crown. You have to take it. You have to earn it. You have to become the kind of person who can look in the mirror and say, I gave it everything today. Not someday, not next week, today. One day you'll look back at this exact moment, and only one question will matter. Did you move or did you wait? That's the fork in the road. Every second that slips by is a second you could have used to get ahead. And when you're older, when it's quiet, when it's just you and your thoughts, you won't care whether you showed up or let the moment pass. You think you need more time. You don't. You need more courage. Less talking, more doing. Less planning, more action. Time isn't your problem. It's your test. It's revealing who's serious and who's pretending. Every day it asks, did you get better? Did you move forward? Or did you get distracted? Again, because the world keeps spinning, a call you never made, a door you never knocked on. You want more? Act like it. Show up like it. Sacrifice like it. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is built on discipline, not dreams. You don't need another vision board. You need execution. You don't need to talk about your goals. You need to be so deep in the work that no one has to ask what you're building. Let your silence be loud. Let your results speak for you, and stop expecting it to be quick. It won't be. That's the point. If it were easy, it wouldn't matter. You'll feel stuck. You'll feel like nothing's working. You'll question everything. Keep going, because those moments when no one claps, when progress is invisible, when doubt is loud, you have to earn your future in private, long before the world sees it. You build in silence, so when they finally notice, it's too late to catch up. The people who win don't wait for perfect conditions. They create momentum. They become pressure. They rise early, they keep going late. When the world's asleep, they're grinding. It's not hype, it's habit, not mindset, movement. The world doesn't stop, and it doesn't care how tough your day was. So when you fall, get up faster. When you feel lost, take one step. When it's dark, be your own light. You don't need permission. You don't need applause. You need guts, and you have them. You just haven't used them enough. Look around. Everything that's moving, growing, building, evolving is doing it without caring how you feel. The sun doesn't rise based on your mood. The seasons don't wait for your permission. And the people who want it the most, they're already halfway through their day while you're still deciding whether to start. That's the truth, harsh but fair. Life doesn't play favorites, it rewards action. And if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Move. You keep saying you want more, but you're living like time is unlimited, like life's going to wait while you figure things out. It won't. Life is not patient. It's moving, with or without you. Catch up or get left behind, because if you don't make something of your time, time will make something of you. A watered-down version of the person you are supposed to become. Life doesn't stop because you're grieving. It doesn't pause because you're broke. It won't slow down because you're tired. The world doesn't care about hesitation. It moves forward. And the only thing worse than failing is watching someone else succeed while you're still getting ready. Every minute you waste in fear, someone else is doing the work you're avoiding. Someone else is rising while you're still asleep to your own potential. And here's what no one tells you. You're going to lose people. Not because they're bad, and not because you're better, but because your hunger makes them uncomfortable. Your growth reminds them they're still standing still. They won't say it, but they'll show it. In silence, in distance, in sideways glances. Let them drift. Let them go. You weren't born to stay the same, just to make everyone else feel okay. This journey will cost you sacrifice, discipline, pain, even heartbreak. But if you wait for it to feel good before you go all in, you'll never go. You'll stay trapped in the cycle, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, half committed, half doubting. But life, that's slow death. So instead, bet on yourself like your life depends on it. Because it does. Push like no one's coming, because no one is. This isn't about followers or fame. It's about refusing to die average, refusing to be another name that almost made it. You weren't built for average. You are the sum of every decision you've made. If you want different, decide different. Make a move your future self will thank you for. Show up, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. That's what separates winners. They don't flinch at adversity. They don't avoid the storm. They become the storm. Remember this, nothing in your life changes until you do. Not your job, not your body, not your peace. You can blame the past, your parents, your city, your circumstances, but at some point, you've got to take the pen and rewrite your story. The longer you wait, the deeper the regret. No one's coming to fix it. That's on you. That's your power. Own it. Stop looking for signs. You've already seen 1,000. How many more do you need? How many more mornings will you waste before you decide enough is enough? The fire you feel, the ache, the pull, that's not random. That's purpose. And purpose doesn't chase you. It waits to see if you're serious enough to chase it. Most people don't want greatness. They want comfort. They want it easy, fast, and cheap. But greatness? It's expensive. It'll cost you your comfort, your crowd, your old self. That's the price, and you have to pay it. Daily, hourly. When it's cold, when you're tired, when nothing is going right, that's when it counts. You say you're waiting for your moment, but your moment has been waiting for you. It's been standing there the whole time, while you stalled, scrolled, hesitated, but the clock doesn't care. The sun rises whether you moved or not. The day ends, whether you showed up or stayed stuck. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be present, focused, hungry. That's how you earn your place, not by wanting, not by hoping, by grinding when no one sees, by pushing when no one claps, by giving up what's easy for what's meaningful. Burn your plan B. Make quitting so uncomfortable that your only option is forward. Because champions aren't made when things are smooth. They refuse to fall with it. You weren't put here just to pay bills and coast. You weren't put here to hide, to play small, to fear failure. You were put here to rise, to sharpen yourself in struggle, to build something that echoes beyond your name. But none of that happens unless you get to work. Right now,